All right. So first of all, welcome to session 4 of the Order of the Stone. Where we where we started is three of the investigators were in Boston. Two were working aboard a fishing vessel called the Foggy Sea, and one, Portia Delgado, was headed to Boston Harbor to meet her cousin, who was coming over from a trip to Ireland on the SS Champagne. Well, the ship was overdue, and turns out that no one had heard from the ship in quite some time. Another ship had been sent out to try and recover them, and no one had heard from that ship. And so the harbor master pleaded with the crew of the Foggy Sea to please go out and see if you could find out what's going on. A heavy storm was coming in. The Coast Guard was busy with other vessels, and they were not a high priority because of the storm. But it was deemed that a smaller fishing vessel that was familiar with the waters might have good success in getting out there. Well, we did get out there, and we saw that the ship was dead in the water, no power, no propulsion. We climbed aboard and discovered that there had been a horrible massacre on this ship. Blood everywhere, pieces of people everywhere, except for one room, Suite A5. That room was pristine and clean. And finding a roster of the passengers, a passenger manifest, we found that in that room was a university professor and his crew that had been working an archaeological dig in Ireland. And we likewise found a manifest in there written by someone that sounded like they had summoned something using an ancient ritual. We found a ritual site elsewhere on the ship with pieces of a broken urn, body parts, and looked as though something terrible had happened in here. We located two living people. One was a madman who had seen horrible things. In fact, he was carrying around a bag filled with body parts. He was subdued. We also found a woman named Michelle O'Shaughnessy, and she was from Ireland, and she seemed to know a little bit about what was going on, and she offered us help in the form of a scroll that she handed to Portia. And this held a spell about that would bind an entity to a symbol on the ground. Essentially, we realized that the ship was not going to be salvageable, and we soon began to see visions of this entity and eventually the actual corporeal form of this creature known as Agron. Using our ingenuity, we managed to bind it on that sigil that Portia had drawn on the ground, and while it was bound, we scuttled the ship and fled on a lifeboat, taking Michelle with us. When we got back to Boston, there was a police investigation about what had happened. We had to answer many, many questions. One thing that nagged at us was we never did find the bodies of the professor and his crew that were doing the archaeological dig. We don't know what might have happened to them. Well, we get back to Boston. We are recuperating from the events, and Portia and Paul both noticed a newspaper article about someone who had been killed in the small Massachusetts town of Grayport, about an hour from Boston. And this person, the name was very familiar, Marco Torres. We recognized that name from the passenger manifest. This was one of the students working with this Dr. Nicholas Sebastian on the dig. And here he was, having been murdered in this town. Well, if he had survived the shipwreck, perhaps the rest of them did as well. So Portia and Paul went to Grayport to investigate. And there they discovered that the locals were not friendly at all to outsiders because of this murder. They were very suspicious. They met several of the different townspeople and ultimately discovered the name of someone that was a known associate of Nicholas Sebastian, this man named Lucas Barnes. We traveled to Lucas's house, and we discovered there a a boat tied up to the harbor that was sinking. It had damage on the boat. In fact, it had paint scraped all along the side of it, and this paint matched the paint of the SS Champagne. This boat had gone alongside the Champagne, presumably to take Sebastian and his cohort off of the ship. Portia also found this black viscous liquid on the gravel path in front of the house, and this was something that she had seen before on the Champagne. This black viscous liquid was found wherever Agron had been found or located, and so this likely meant that Agron had not died at the bottom of the sea, but had somehow made it back here. There were truck marks in the gravel, like a heavy truck had been here and had driven off. Going into the house, it looked like it had been ransacked, trash everywhere. We did find another one of those documents, and that should be in the journals under handouts. I'll pop it up on the screen here. I think it was this one. So this another handout about some sort of strange ritual that may have taken place. I've got that in the chat bar there. And it sounds like that this professor may have released the second entity, Agron and Talon. And all that remains is to release the third entity, Soth. And it mentions something about going to a place of ley lines and whatever this might mean. There's also a name, Chopactaw Ridge. These are our clues as far as what has happened. Going down into the basement of this house, the group discovered a gruesome scene. It was another ritual, broken urn, as well as a body. And it was clear at this point that Talon had been released. Worse than that, though, was upon investigating the body, it was discovered that this body had been taken over by some entity. A battle ensued, and Paul's skill with a shotgun was uncanny as he blew this thing open, but not before it had begun to set fire to the entire building.
Hold on. This is very important. Did he use slugs or buckshot?
They were buckshot. So
Darn.
Buckshot
does extreme impale damage, man.
Yeah, put a huge hole in this guy and absolutely just obliterated him. He fell dead. The house was on fire. We managed to get out of the house safely. Portia, however, had succumbed to some injury. I think a piece of burning wall fell on her, and she was knocked unconscious. Paul dragged her out to the car, which the car belonged to the old lady at the bed and breakfast that you had stayed at, Mrs. Armand. And you were headed back to Greyport with the burning house behind you. And that is where we left it for last time. This time, a few days have passed, and Portia is recovering from her injuries, from smoke inhalation, and from just the shock of everything that has happened. And Paul, you meet up with Gaspar, who was one of your crewmates aboard the Foggy Sea where this all began. And you probably, I presume you would invite him to Greyport, say, hey, you got to come see this, we need your help. He arrives one morning, and as you're making small talk, the phone rings. And Paul, when you pick it up, the woman on the other end launches into a conversation without much of a preamble. I think it's time we talked again, face to face. I want to know what you found in Greyport. Her Irish accent is immediately recognizable. This is Michelle O'Shaughnessy, the woman you rescued from the SS Champagne. The Order has decided to help you stop Agron Talon Soth in whatever way you need. Just say the word, and our aid is yours. She offers to meet. She says that she has something that can help you, as well as a tale to tell. Do you tell?
Oh, great to hear from you, Michelle. we seem to be doing the work, good work of the order on our own. So it'd be really helpful for you to we'd welcome further assistance. I think we met some of your one of your relatives.
In fact, that was
A few
Tobias
days ago.
O'Shaughnessy.
Mm.
You met him in Greyport. In fact, there was a scene where it looked like you were about to be attacked, basically scared off, and then you dropped Michelle's name, saying, "Hey, we know Michelle. We helped her do this." And the person took the hood off, and it was her brother Tobias, and said, "Well, if you know Michelle, then perhaps you can be of help." And he gave you another scroll that had a spell. This was a spell that could produce flames, magical flames. Michelle is more than happy to meet with you, and she says that she will need a day to make the arrangements to meet you in Greyport. But during that time, she suggests that you find out what you can about Chopactaw Ridge that was listed in that document that you found.
Yep. Agreed to meet her. And I'll go back as I guess Gaspar has a room in the B&B as well.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
we'll just say, yeah, he'll be so I guess we'll have filled him in on our cover story. So Gaspar, Paul, and Portia are under an alias of like a young family. And the old lady's taking a bit of a shine to us, sees us as, I don't know, proxy
pie
grandkids
and
or
ice
something.
cream for you and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Portia's, I guess, recovering well, hopefully. And it sounds like, I guess we just make, I guess maybe it's you're just a friend of the family, or friend of ours. Come to see Portia because she was obviously not well. She had a bit of a fall in the woods. But however we described that, and then maybe if you just come to see her, and then could be cover story.
Portia, as you begin to recover, the mental recovery is just as difficult as the physical recovery. I believe when we left off, you were indefinitely insane yet again.
Yep.
You're not going to be able to shrug that off so easily this time. It's only been a few days. You still have that underlying insanity, so that any little thing might set you off. However, you do feel a compulsion to stop this ritual. You've been just behind Dr. Sebastian. He's just been one step ahead of you this entire time, but perhaps you can use your skill set and your knowledge to head him off at the pass, as it were. You know where he's going, but you need to find out what you can about that. Now, you did make friends with the librarian in Greyport, so if you want to do a little research, is there anything in particular that you might be looking for?
I guess just more information on the ridge.
You going to the library, you could easily find the ridge. You don't need to do any sort of roll. It would be on maps. There are topographic maps at the library, everything that you need. You know that it was once home to a campground known as Camp Lake Chopactaw. To learn more than that, you're going to need to give me a library use roll.
All right. Yes.
Do you want to push that to try to get more success, or spend luck, or just take the success that you got?
If I push it and fail,
Then
do I then
no?
fail
Yep.
altogether?
Then you fail altogether.
Mm?
I didn't realize you could push rolls that you succeeded at.
Yeah. So you can go for a better level of success if you want to.
Try it. Why not? Let's see what happens here.
Oh,
wait. Oops, I accidentally said. Oh well.
Oops, don't do that. Of luck.
There it goes.
Make sure you put that luck back on your character sheet as well.
Now I have to do math. Okay, cool. Should I just roll again?
Yep. Just roll it again. This implies that you're spending a little more time than you would need to in order to find this out. Oh, okay.
That.
Perfect.
Yes.
Good job.
So you will find out everything that you need to find here in the library. So let me open up a couple of handouts here.
She's a little insane, but she's reading those books.
Let me send.
That's how you usually get insane.
Sure.
Let me send these. Okay, and make this one visible.
Since when is reading forbidden books in Call of Cthulhu ever a good idea?
Let's get Observer on here.
Oh no, don't send your teens to the lake.
I mean, like, yeah, you get cool magic spells and shit, but how much sanity you lose is it really worth it?
Friday the 13th is best time for lakes.
Let me grab another
Yeah,
one.
it doesn't seem to have gone well.
That's how she keeps getting insane.
Yeah, you have
So
been
many
insane pretty much this whole time. So
This whole time. Yeah.
let's throw a couple more.
Are you still indefinitely insane?
She is.
It's a new indefinite insanity.
Oh no, have you attempted a reality check roll as of late?
She just went indefinitely insane like a day or two ago.
God, that means she could start hallucinating at any time.
Absolutely. And let's see. And you find this one. So this one you only find, this one about Colonial Neville, you only find on a extreme success.
Oh.
Let me configure that ownership there. So then these should all show up in the handout section. I'll let you guys look over those flyers here for a moment. Things that you find. You would know also, this mentions a co-ed camp, boys and girls. You know that at the time that would have been very unusual. Things were not very progressive at this point in the world, and to have a boys and girls camp together is very uncommon.
I remember like all those jokes about like, what is it? Oh, never mind, it slipped my tongue.
With your hard success, you learn that over 250 years ago there was a small Puritan settlement called Neville that existed in the area, and in 1698 the settlement was abandoned after some kind of wasting disease killed the majority of its inhabitants. With your extreme success, you stumble across an old occult map that shows not only Neville's location, but also that it was located upon a ley line nexus. And you would know that ley lines are sources of power. They are rivers of psychic or mystical energies whose points of convergence are believed to be places of great power. While you are spending this time at the library, Paul and Gaspar have a visitor. A black sedan pulls up, and a red-haired gentleman gets out. And he looks a little something like this.
Oh no, it can't be.
It's not Tobias, but he's definitely Irish. This is Seamus McGill. And he comes and says that Michelle was not able to join, but that he has been sent in her place. Now, Seamus, you have something for everyone here. You have been provided with a scroll. This is the third fragment of the scroll of Zyvon that you would be able to provide to someone. I think Portia has been holding on to those. Portia is kind of crazy. Do we want to let Portia still look at these things?
Yeah.
Or does Seamus?
Yeah, I mean, she's got the.
I will
Yeah,
effectively
well,
hand it to
I-
anyone from the group who will take it.
I would be a little bit more confident in her abilities could she succeed a reality check roll.
But I mean, Portia, you were on fairly. You got more sanity back than I did at the end of that session, but I think I think you certainly have the magic points and stuff to be able to do this that you did the last 2 times. So
one thing that Portia would know is that ley lines are going to reduce the cost of magical spells, which would make it cost fewer magic points. You would still, if there's things that cost sanity, you would still lose those sanity points.
Do the magic points come back, or is it still at whatever it was last time?
So you regain 1 point per hour.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So yeah, I guess we're back in business here.
1 hit point back per day and 1 magic point back per hour.
Yep, and it's been about 3 days. So you would regain you'd have all of your magic points back, as well as 3 hit points back.
More hit. Cool.
If you want to make a reality check, here's the risk. It's going to be a sanity roll. If you fail, you will lose a point of sanity. This will trigger an immediate bout of madness. If you succeed, then you will see things as they really are and be resistant to any delusions until you lose further sanity points. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
I think I'll just stay insane for now.
Welcome to the club. So, Seamus, you have this scroll. I've got it in your inventory. Does anyone else want access to this? I don't know if we want Portia to be reading this, because there will be likely sanity loss upon reading this scroll. But it contains a powerful spell, and you would know.
Have I been told what kind of spell does it do?
You have. And so you know that the 3rd fragment of the scroll of Zyvon, this has a spell called Chains to Hold and Bind the Beast. And that this spell will bind the individual essences of Agron, Talon, and Soth into vessels designed to contain them. The vessels must be...
And I understand correctly, we already bound one of them, or maybe it's still on the sunken ship.
So the 3 were bound, and Professor Sebastian has now unbound 2 of them. So this is the spell that we will put them back into a container, a vessel. We need to come up with a vessel. So these don't have to be made from scratch. Existing vessels can be used so long as they can be sealed and have a capacity of at least 5 gallons or 19 liters. Once they're ready, then you can perform this ritual. So these were sealed in stone urns. The last time I ran this campaign, the group found some barrels. I think they were from the cannery, I think, here in Greyport, that they had stored fish in. I think that's what they put Agron, Talon, and Soth into. So, but they could be anything that's, about 5 gallons, 19, 20 liters or so, that can be sealed. So we will need to obtain those before we can use this spell. But this...
Can we seal it inside of Paul? I mean, that's got water inside it.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that?
Can we just seal it inside of Paul? I mean, that has water in.
Yeah, possibly. Just put them all into Paul. Paul, you're now the urn.
Yeah.
No.
We could pop back to our friend at the general store, pick up some.
Get a few provisions there. That might be a better solution than putting them inside of Paul. Yeah, anytime Paul gets a cut, Agron, Talon, and Soth would be unleashed upon the world. Heading back to Holbringer's general store, he is, again, this is the gentleman right here. He looks at you. Welcome back. I've still not been able to get those cigarettes you were looking for. And he looks at Paul. But anything else that you might need, I can provide it.
Yeah, good to see you again, Mark. It's enjoying our stay in this lovely little town. My wife and I thank you for your help a few days ago. We've come back to give you some more business.
Oh, absolutely. What do you need?
What have to look at this? What can we say? Maybe we can say we're going to go fishing or something, like for some like fishing bait boxes or something like that. I guess Paul would know what type of thing that is. If they got sealable containers.
Yeah, I've got just the thing, and he produces it's a small metal box, and this was back in this day. They didn't have insulated boxes. You'd put ice or something in there, but this box has a lid and you could put a padlock on it. He says you can't trust anyone with your bait. But you could open it up and you can put in damp cloth. And then he says if you put earthworms or any live minnows or anything in there, they'll stay fresh. They will likely not last the day, but they'll at least won't be stinking up during the fishing trip. I can sell you one of these if you like.
I was probably thinking of something a bit bigger. I'm assuming that's too small. I think something like like a milk urn or something. Something size-wise, isn't it? So
yeah. So I've got these canisters back here. They're kind of large, and they are large milk canisters, kind of the tall cylindrical with the top that you can screw on. That you would put milk in there and could take it to someone's house or whatnot. And they're about that size. They're about 20 liters, about 5 gallons. I'd be happy to sell you some of these. Do you need the cow to go with it? I can try and get one for you.
I think we're good for the cow, Mark. I appreciate that. But yeah, these are perfect. Yeah,
absolutely.
Take 3, please.
And you've got enough in your daily expenditure to buy these. They're just
cool.
$3 will buy you the whole lot of 3 of them. They're just they're clean. They're new. They're tin containers with a screw-on lid. You know that this will work just fine to hold the essences of Agron, Talon, and Soth.
Perfect.
These
anything else we should buy from there?
Yeah, if you want anything else, he's got everything on offer.
What you had.
In fact, I can.
Certainly, I think I've probably got. Still got my shotgun and still got the ammo and that from that. We got a torch last time, didn't we? A rope. I can't remember what else.
I can give you his list of general items he has available here. I'll put it into the chat.
Yeah, here we go. Yes, I've got Gaspar. Maybe he'll come down with me. I'll introduce Gaspar. He's a good friend of mine, Mark. So my friend Gaspar, he's an old shipmate of mine.
Yeah, he is very happy to meet you two. You're outsiders, but he's the one that seems to be the most level-headed in town. And your money spends just as good as anyone else's. If Seamus is there, he kind of gives Seamus a little bit of a look. Here's a guy with kind of a strange accent. He's definitely not from these parts. But he still is very cordial to Seamus.
Did we have rope? Did we? I think we bought rope last time, didn't we?
I think so.
Yeah. So we've got, what else we need? Guys, anything else you think we need?
If we are going into some sort of outdoors or ruined village, then I'm not sure if we don't need something for some sort of outdoor camping, like hiking boots or outdoor coat or binoculars.
Binoculars we thought would be good. We didn't have enough money for that last time. Well, we cleaned this out.
Unfortunate.
If between us we can get binoculars, I think that would be a good idea.
Regrettably, the order doesn't have enough time to mobilize. Some take a lot of money. It can, but it will take like a month. So even I am carrying $7 on me. So that helps, but yeah. The order also could get some sorcerer for the scroll, but regrettably it will take some time.
It's been a while since. Binoculars, not. Gaspar, You must rich young man now with father's business.
Oh no.
Do you have any buyers binoculars? I think we
No.
probably all have. I mean, having been on ships and stuff, we'll have
We already
sturdy,
got like
sturdy
camping
boots and
supplies
stuff.
and shit. We don't need any of the binoculars.
You got camping stuff.
I'll get you guys on the map
Cool.
here.
Got my binoculars back from the boat.
Yeah, cool. All right, yeah, good point. Probably we'd have some off. We should have some. Yeah. Maybe we take a gasoline lantern in case we have to throw it at anything.
Yeah,
in
that,
the
that would
future.
be flammable.
I think maybe always good to have something flammable. I think maybe we'll pick up a lantern. Maybe more than one. Maybe we get two or something. So it's for 4 of us.
I think it would definitely be useful.
Yeah, let's pick that up then. I'll get one, and maybe someone else picks. Gaspar, you get one, maybe. Do we need a shovel? Don't know what else might we need. Mallet, maybe.
Travel sounds like a reasonable thing.
Yeah.
Although, if
shovel.
I were to have a guest, then Professor will provide some digging tools of his own.
Yeah. Oh, the professor's the baddie, I think.
Yeah, he's not on our side.
He's not on our side. So
I am not
think
saying he would provide them willingly.
that's it. Well, I think. Yeah, let's get
Is there a way of
a
getting
lantern.
a map of the area of the Choctaw Ridge?
Yeah, so right now Portia has found a map of that area. With,
Oh, right,
they're
the
in
extreme
library.
roll. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Well, maybe we'll pick up a lantern and a wood axe. So for Paul, he's got a bit of money. He'll pick those up. Maybe somebody else gets a lantern, and then do you need a shovel? Do you reckon? I don't know.
If you want to add anything onto your inventory, just as a reminder, you can go to your gear and cache. You'll have to unlock your character sheet. In the upper right, there's a padlock. Click on that, it will unlock it. And then you can click on the plus next to the items, and that will let you add these items. You can just type them in. And then your spending level is how much you can spend per day without even having to track any money. But if you need to track any money beyond that, you can track it on your character.
I'm wondering about the spell scroll. Is the 3 containers the only thing we need? Or do we need some magical chalk to draw something on the ground or anything to that effect?
You would likely need something. There's going to be a ritual to prepare these, and you know that's going to take about 12 hours, and that can be done ahead of time. You could do that now before you go to Chopactaw Ridge, so that these are ready.
But we need some resources for that.
Yeah, you would probably need, and as our occultist, Portia would likely have some things like that. She would have some chalk, or you could always use some ash from a fire, anything like that you would need. She probably has a little bag of salt she could use if she needs to purify something.
So if we need it, she has it. Okay. I am a bit poverty. Spending level 2 is not great, but I have different qualities in life. Let's put it that way.
You're good with your fists and bad with a calculator.
I'm good at scaring people.
Very much so.
But this is not what I intend to do here. So, how did we sort out in the end the lanterns? We have. Do we have anything electric, or do we have just the one gasoline that is doubling as grenade?
I think that Paul has an
one.
electric torch. I think you have an electric flashlight.
Yeah, that's right. A flashlight. Yeah. I've added the gasoline lantern and the wood axe. My daily spending level is $10, which I guess does just slightly. I think wood axe is 6, so gasoline. So about $3 over. So probably take that off my overall cash. But I've got about 40 overall cash. So if you want to get something else, I know. So Gaspar, have you got cash for another lantern? What's your spending level?
No, well, it's gone up a little bit considering I now own the family business. But yeah, we can buy a lantern. We have the cinematically appropriate amount of money where we don't have to worry about purchasing supplies for our mission.
Exactly. As long as you don't go crazy. You're not buying a car or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid question. Do we need some food and water supplies? Like, how far is it from nearest civilization?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Sure.
You would probably want to get at least a day or two's worth of rations. Just something to snack, maybe some beef jerky, some hardtack, basically, just so that, light to carry, but will give you the calories that you need to get through the day.
Do you reckon? Yeah, we'll definitely get that, I guess. Do you reckon we need the shovel, guys? It's not that much. But
Well, when you,
on the back.
when you end up having to bury Portia, the shovel might come in handy.
Yeah, I mean it's €1.
Yeah,
Dollar.
We'll get a shovel. Yeah. Seamus, are you armed? Do you have a weapon?
Yeah, I have a pistol.
Yeah.
Now that it's a good question, do I need to buy bullets separately?
You would have bullets for it. I think it holds 7, and you would have probably 2 reloads of that. So I can put
Yeah,
that.
it says 7, so yeah.
Let's put that on your character sheet under items. I'll add some ammunition.
And as has been, I can punch people. I do have skills in throwing, but I'm not sure if we have any good thrown weapons other than rocks.
Hand axe? I don't know. No, maybe not.
It doesn't sound like a great idea to me.
I've done axe throwing here in Sydney. It's good fun, but
Yeah, I would
not
probably
that accurate.
either way. Well, actually, I should be better at throwing than shooting.
Are you any
I
good
would
with a
say-
rifle?
I have to Okay, I don't want to just say the number. I just say it's limited. It's better than shooting myself in the foot, but I would rely on that.
We had someone in our first session shoot themselves in the foot. They're no longer with us.
Yeah. They disappeared. Well, actually, I do have my shotgun skills up. It also includes rifle.
Yeah, for throwing, I would probably actually look if I see some halfa bricks or rocks along the way.
Yeah, and you're going to be out in the woods. There's probably lots of rocks you can pick up and throw.
Yeah, I think for fighting, well, is there anything like a brass knuckles, like something to get a punch better?
Absolutely.
But
The last time I ran this, the brass knuckles were they came in very handy. In fact, that was kind of what changed the whole trajectory of the final battle.
Wow.
Let me put some brass knuckles on your character here.
Do I decrease my money for it?
No, I'm going to say you have these because you're really good with your fists. You probably would have some brass knuckles.
When last time Cthulhu got punched in the face, like that has to be some sort of achievement.
That's the way that it all ends.
What time of year is it now?
It is, I think it's the fall, so it's probably like early September.
Yeah, it should be still reasonably warm,
Yeah.
but yeah, nights might be unpleasant.
I guess we have either tent or something. I don't know how long. You never know how long. What did he say? 12 hours or so to prepare this thing?
Yep, about
We'll
12
probably be there
hours to
for a while.
do the ritual.
Cool. I'm not great with rifles, as in my character is. But what's the difference between a 22 and a 30 bolt action? Is it range or is it just stopping power?
Stopping power.
Expensive.
$85.
Yeah, but a difference in cost. I could probably swing the cheaper one, but I've got $40. Paul, have you got? So Paul, sorry, Gaspar, have you got a rifle maybe or something, or are you armed? They'd probably have told you to come armed.
Does Gaspar have? Gaspar has a Gaspar has a pistol, a 38.
What are you good with a rifle, Gaspar? Your character?
I have a gun too. Hey.
Sure. I could use the rifle, I suppose.
What's your range skill? Mine got boosted by shooting things.
I think it's like 25 or something. I don't know.
Okay, I've got 39.
Give me that rifle.
I just want. You know
Give
what?
me
Maybe
that.
we get maybe we pick up a rifle, 15 bucks or so. I've got a feeling we're going to be outnumbered. I've got a feeling
All right.
probably ranged weapons rather than a pistol might be a good idea.
Who
Dunno.
wants the rifle?
I'm probably the best shot, unless Seamus, you're good with a gun.
If you said 39, then no, I will not match that.
Okay. Paul will pick up a rifle. He's got a rifle and a shotgun. He's one man Rambo guy. This.
But when we
Hold it.
were talking about the gasoline lantern for throwing into big baddies, yeah, I might be able to toss that accurately.
Yeah. Maybe you should carry one of the lanterns for sure. But Paul will pick up a rifle. Then that'll cost him out of his general cash. Then if I've used my daily amount.
There, you should have that 30 caliber rifle.
Perfect. Nice. Cool. Got some sandwiches. Got some milk canisters. Got rope. We got some lights. Anything else?
Yeah, Mr. Holbringer wonders, why are you buying guns and milk canisters? Like, are you going to threaten these cows to give up their milk, or what's going on here?
Fierce cows out there.
Milk them under gunpoint.
And we're going on a camping trip.
With cows.
Cows.
He does tell you that the deer hunting season is active, and he kind of points out a few places that people might go to hunt deer with these rifles. He assumes that's what you're buying them for.
Yeah, of course. That's good. I think we're good. Got anything else, guys? You reckon? Do we need alcohol at all? What do we need for this? Do we need to set?
Please do not
what
ask
we need.
Irishmen if we need alcohol, because the answer is yes.
Because
that's what you're planning on putting in these milk canisters is alcohol.
That's it. An illicit still, the 20s, isn't it? So
it is. Yep, still prohibition. The alcohol would flow freely in Ireland. It was probably a bit of a shock for Seamus to come here and find out that he couldn't just go and get a drink.
I mean, I probably wouldn't even hold much opinion about U.S. bourbon compared to Irish whiskey.
Absolutely. In fact, most of what you would find here is going to be shipped in from Canada, and so it would be Canadian whiskey.
Oof. I think that's
Not an
behind
improvement.
Scottish,
Right.
behind US bourbon, behind Irish whiskey. As a connoisseur, I think I know where to put that. That's above the Australian whiskey, I'll tell you that though. Anyway. I think we're good at anything else anyone needs. I think we are.
We did sort
Very
out.
good.
I think we won't be
Food and
needing any
stuff.
sort of tents or coats or anything, and we have food and water. We
Yeah,
have
we probably
maps.
have-
We have compass. I think we're good.
Yeah, I
We
think
do
we've
have the
got quite
shovel
a
in
bit.
the end as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get a shovel. Just
Actually,
looking at Seamus.
stupid-
Anything we need? Sorry.
sorry, dumb question. Is there anything like laudanum, or well, maybe not cocaine, maybe opium, to calm down anyone who may go insane? I'm not saying any names.
I think laudanum, would definitely be available. He would not have it here. It could be obtained, but he would not carry it. there's a good chance that the old lady at the Greyport Bed and Breakfast might have some in her bathroom. She seems a little too pleasant to not be, taking drugs on a regular basis. All right, do we meet back up with Portia at the bed and breakfast?
I think so. Yep. And we have hopefully everything we need.
We get back to the bed and breakfast, and Portia, you've got your information that you found. The boys have found all sorts of equipment. They've been shopping. Seamus, you have this scroll. In fact, I think you would know the spell as well. So I've put the spell on your character sheet, the chains to hold and bind the beast.
Oh, I can actually cast it myself.
You can cast it, yeah. As a member of the Order, I think you would be privy to this spell. If you want to cast it now, if you go to your gear and cache, you'll see the spell, Chains to Hold and Bind the Beast. If you double-click on it, it will pull up another screen, and it has a button at the top that says Cast. And that will, it'll cost you 12 magic points, of which you have 10, so it's going to draw on some of your hit points, and then it will cost you 1 sanity point, but you'll be able to do this.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't get it to pop out the second window after double-clicking, but I was just not clicking hard enough, I guess.
Got it.
Well, at best for now, I would probably just assist Portia with the preparatory rituals, if I can do that.
Absolutely.
But for now, I do have to inquire the party if they ran across, well, it was confirmed they ran across Tobias.
But that was a few days ago.
Yes, and I still want to ask them, what do they know about him? Where is he now? Because he's kind of a member of the Order, and we haven't heard from him.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, we said we'd meet him, but didn't we? In the woods after.
And when was it that you, like several days ago? How many in fact? Because he is supposed to report every 24 hours, and he hasn't reported in 2 days in a row.
Oops.
Which is one of the reasons why I was in the area.
It was 3 days ago, right?
Yeah, 3 days, yeah. So just before we went to the house.
The house,
met
and
the
then,
monster.
Yeah, and then I got knocked out. So yeah, we weren't able to meet up with him after.
So, do you know where did he go? Did you send him anywhere? Do you know where he could be now?
Seamus, you would know that he is in pursuit of Professor Sebastian. So he has likely gone to Chopactaw Ridge.
To the ridge.
Do you think he would know about the location of Chopactaw Ridge?
Maybe not until assuming that he had probably been able to.
I don't know if he saw the same.
Yeah, he probably didn't see that paper, but maybe he's following a vehicle, or maybe he got lost on the way, or maybe something happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he probably has different clues.
Yep, exactly.
How to pursue the professor. Okay, one of my important bits, and so personal. Like, I met the guy. He is all right fellow. He's like sort of also a personal friend of mine. So I would really appreciate if we can also keep an eye out for him. Okay, and as for myself, I will also try to send some sort of telegram to the Order that we will probably try to. We suspect that the location of the last urn is at the Chopactaw Ridge, and we will now travel there.
Excellent. Very, very good. You send that. You get a reply about an hour later that it's just a simple word. It says affirmative. So your message has been received.
Good. That's all I hoped for.
Now, you'll need to prepare these vessels before you can bind the entities into the vessels. And this will take about 10 hours. One thing that you would know, Seamus, about this spell, and it's listed in the spell description, is that once the vessels are ready, then you can perform the ritual at the time of your choosing. However, the creature's physical body or previous containment vessel has to be destroyed. So right now, as far as you know, 2 of the 3 entities have been released, but 1 has not. In order to bind all 3, you will have to release the one that is still bound so that you can bind all 3. You can't bind 2 and then leave 1 in a new vessel. They have to be in 3 distinctly new vessels, and you can't reuse vessels. They have to be all rebound into a new vessel. So essentially,
So yeah, if we want to do this, we have to smack the previous.
you have to get
Oh,
Soth out of the jar and then put him back into the milk crate, which is, a pretty heroic endeavor right there.
Easy.
Easily done.
Yeah.
I'm sure the professor will help us release the beast.
Yeah,
He will absolutely help you to release Soth, for sure.
is there a chance does the caster need the scroll? Because I'm not sure if we shouldn't really teach this also to
Yeah, so you do
Portia.
not need the scroll. You can teach it to Portia. In fact, anyone can learn any of the spells that are on the scroll. So that is one thing that you may want to spend some time here doing, is everyone can learn that fire spell. And if worst case you don't have a weapon, you can summon that magical fire. And Portia has that on a scroll, on the second scroll of Zyvon, the Call Forth a Howling Fire spell.
Mm-hmm.
And looking over that second scroll, if anyone else wants to learn that one, you also have one. It was Thine Skin Be as Beast Hide. It's basically the Flesh Ward spell from Call of Cthulhu that lets your skin become toughened like armor and basically absorbs damage until it's spent. If you want to spend time kind of beefing up your magic, this would be a good time to do it.
Seamus will probably not learn anything. He has enough spell to drain his entire magic,
Right.
and I think this is kind of mission critical to be able to get this one off.
How do you do magic? Is it power and MP points? Is that
It
a good
depends.
indication?
So every spell is a little bit different. So some spells only cost magic points. Some spells cost power and magic points, or sanity and magic points, or any combination therein. To cast that fire spell, let me just look at that one. The fire spell, it costs only magic points. There's no sanity loss to cast that, no hit point loss, no power cost, nothing. If you were on a ley line, which we are going to a place with ley lines, the cost will be reduced.
Okay, well, that sounds like a good idea. My guy's got 14 magic points, so he's he's hanging around with Portia for quite a while. So he's obviously becoming attuned to and for what he's seen. He's seen about 2 or 3 spells go off now, so he's not unused to it.
So on Paul, let me put the fragments of the scrolls that we have. If you want to learn the spells from any of those, you'll have to do a reading. The first fragment has the one that binds the beast, like we bound it on the ship. That one could be useful if we're being, something's coming after us. The second scroll has that fire spell as well as the flesh ward spell. And then the third scroll has the one that lets you seal things back into the jars. So Paul, do you have a preference for wanting to learn any of these spells? You definitely have the magic points.
Yeah, I think... what do you think, guys? The second one? Should also do the binding one. He's quite good with his gun, is Paul. Fighting flesh ward might be a good idea. But also, Gaspar, I feel we should have the skills spread across the group. I think.
So Seamus would know that that's partly why he was sent here, was to provide this spell so that if Tobias's mission failed, someone else could do it.
Don't worry, guys. I brought some dynamite. I've been locked out of the Foundry.
You're locked out of Foundry?
Okay, yeah,
I can't come back in. I try to click on Gasper Green, but it says somebody is already playing it.
Let me tell you what. Let me kick you. Now see if you can join back in.
Nope. Nope.
Does it give you any particular error message?
No, Jasper Green's just grayed out. I can't pick it.
Let me... Let's see. Let me refresh here. This may halt the music and stuff for a second. We'll get you back in here. Does it let you in now?
Nope. Nope.
All right. Let me kick it again. Okay, now it says you've been kicked from the world. Can you rejoin using the link?
Okay. Nope.
Try refreshing this.
You tried refreshing. It don't work.
See, that still
I did a reboot, I think, in the first session, and I had trouble on it. That seemed to
Yeah,
fix
you may
things.
have to maybe close out your browser and open your browser and try it again.
What? Oh.
I do show you. It's funny, when I refresh, you're still in here.
Nope. Still can't join.
All right, let me configure ownership. Let me take this off of here. All right, let's try this again. If you can't get in, maybe we'll take our break here and I'll just reboot the server.
Okay.
Are you able to log in now or still no?
I'm gonna refresh the page. Nope.
Okay, why don't we take our break here, and then I'm going to restart the whole server, so it's going to kick everybody, and then we'll log back in. Let's take about a 8-minute break or so.
8 minutes. Okay.
All right, I will see you soon.
I see you guys all in 18 minutes.
Hopefully 10.
Two-handed sword, I'm headed to the mountains to rescue the princess from the evil goblin. I ignore all the signs of impending danger because I'm a fighter and not some crappy ranger. 47 hit points and a high dexterity, 17 for strength. Kobolds are afraid of me, crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from mundane to a medieval caper. but it doesn't make much sense to me. I think that the DM might be out to get me. A hero in armor and truth. Bards tell my legacy. The flame of my torch illuminates the enemy. A win in a battle, you win those asunder. Deeper I venture, the deeper I wonder. The bodies pile up before me, the corpses I plunder. The deeper I venture, the deeper I wonder. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a needle paper. And while in real life, my fate is unspoken. Hero roll of the dice and my fate is unspoken. No. I drink my last potion. I charge through the open gate. The flame of the dragon. Try to seal my awful fate with a handful of dice. 5 times I roll 20. The dragon goes down. The DM no bloody. I leave with the princess. A satchel chock full of gold. We head to the tavern where my mighty tale unfolds. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a naval caper. While in real life,
Okay, I am back. It looks like Porkrind is out of the party. Maybe he's rebooting his computer.
He's
Yeah, he
vanished.
disconnected a couple minutes ago.
Okay, perfect. Hopefully he'll be able to get back on here with us. Well, in the meantime, Paul, did you want to learn some spells? And Paul might not be back. Well, how about Portia? Did you want to learn any new spells? There is a chance that you will lose sanity and go crazy, but the option is there.
Whoa. That's weird. When I've searched actors, Gaspar is on my board now. Is that supposed to happen?
Yeah, same.
I've never
Same
seen
thing.
that. He is everywhere.
Oh, yep, I know why. Let me change his ownership. So I took him off of ownership. Let me fix this, and now it should just be him. There. So now you shouldn't see him.
Yeah.
Now it's just me.
Perfect.
Okay. I was like, whoa. I mean, she could learn the binding spell. Is that going to cost magic points, though?
It will. To learn it, no. So to learn it, you need to do an initial reading of the scroll,
Mm-hmm.
which that can be problematic because you can lose sanity points doing that.
Right.
I have the option as game master to just say no, you don't learn any, or you don't lose any, and I think that's what I would do, because you've got Seamus here, and he is from the Order. He could teach this to you without you having to read this document, and you've encountered Agron and the minions of Agron Talon, and you know exactly what you're dealing with. I don't think I would force a sanity roll from you on that. So if you want to learn the spell, let me put it on your list of spells. To cast it, you need to make a power roll. The first time you cast it's a hard power roll, and if you succeed, then you're able to cast it. The nice thing with this spell, it costs 12 magic points. However, if you're on a ley line, that cost goes down, and we're heading to a place that has ley lines. And the closer we get to kind of the center where the ley lines intersect, the lower that cost gets even more. But it will cost you 1 point of sanity, which that's dangerous for you because it will force a bout of insanity.
Okay. I mean, you know, she's already there. Why not?
Yeah, I think Paul will learn a spell too. Maybe he will learn the second fragment spell.
Perfect. Let me put that on your spell sheet. That's the Call Forth a Howling Fire. And thine skin be as beast hide. So that now shows up in your gear. And again, you'll have Seamus to teach this to you, so
Help us.
you won't lose that sanity, because you don't necessarily have to read the scroll. You've lived some of what's on the scroll, and so it's kind of on the job training.
One
Aye,
question
oh,
I
we
would-
did one of those already. Yeah. Oh, seen that before.
Can I ask
Good.
something about the third spell, the Hold and Bind the Beast?
Yes.
Is the beast, like it says that the binding takes 1 round per essence bound?
Yes.
Is the essence being bound also kind of stunned or unable to act? Or can it just try to eat me while I'm trying to
It
bind?
will try to eat you, but we have a spell that Portia has used before that holds.
That's what I suspect.
Yeah.
I should also learn just to be on the
so let's teach
side.
you the beast be halt and shunned. Because
Thank you.
if you can bind them, then you can easily put them back into the urns without them eating you. So definitely a good idea.
thinking ahead. We want to avoid just having one person be the person that knows these things, which is Portia, because if she goes loopy, chases a cat again, then we're up the proverbial creek without a wizard. So I think it's
Yeah, that's why I suspect I should try ask nicely the old lady that runs this place. That I get very extremely angry and very scary if I don't have my laudanum, and if she doesn't happen to have some.
Give me you can either do a persuasion if you're trying to be sweet to her, or a fast talk if you're trying to bluff her into this.
She's a nice lady. You could be sweet.
yeah.
I do.
Maybe we'll give a bonus dice for this and just like, hey, he's all friends. It's all right.
I think since you are with Paul and Portia, and she absolutely loves them. In fact, she has kind of been a little bit creepy about, you guys remind me of my kids, and like, you're so sweet. I think that I think that would be a bonus die for sure. So you could do fast talk. Let's see, fast talk's not good. Persuade's only better.
No.
How about charm? Maybe you try and come across as a little charming.
Be sure.
Or if you want to intimidate, you're really good at that.
Yeah. If I were to do it, I would have to do it by intimidate. So I would probably say that someone else should do it if we want to keep her on the good side.
Yeah, keep on the good side. I think it's quite a good little base for us.
Someone else will have to do it.
My persuade is equally bad. I'm like 5 and 10 for fast talk and persuade. So like I'm similar to you. I think big strong dude. Like
Portia could do persuade. I mean, she's the one who needs the laudanum, right? So
yeah.
she could just be like, "Oh, my everything hurts since the fall. Would really appreciate, just a little extra to, like, dull the pain."
Seeing the state that you've been in, that would absolutely tug at her heartstrings, and I think she would be open to that.
Excellent. So do I do the roll?
Yes.
Okay. With a bonus die, right?
Yep. Looks like we have Pork Rind back in the chat, but still no Gaspar in.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay. So you give her the whole, woe is me. I really need this because it hurts so bad, and she will give you some laudanum.
She will break out even the cocaine stash.
Yep. Yeah, she comes in rubbing her nose. Oh, this is some good shit.
Yeah.
And hands you a little mirror with a line on it.
Oh my gosh.
Hilarious.
All
Right one's got what?
I see Gaspar in Foundry. Do you have access to your character sheet?
Yeah.
Sweet. Seems to be working. Excellent. So everyone has kind of decided to learn some of the spells so that if someone goes down, someone else can cast them. So we're
No, I didn't.
stuck. Do you want to learn any new spells?
Nope.
Perfect. All that remains then is to prepare the vessels. And this ritual will take about 10 hours. It's probably easier done here than out in the woods, especially if you're being chased by strange entities or cultists or what have you.
Yep.
So you can spend some time doing it here. Who is going to cast this? Whoever is going to do it, for the first casting, you have to make a hard power roll. So roll power, and you have to get a hard success. So roll 50% or lower on your score.
Okay, I could probably. I've got power. A pretty good power of 70. I could give it a go to start preparing stuff.
Because you have everyone else here that has learned the spell, I'm going to give you a bonus die on that. You've got three others that, or two others that know this spell and can help you with the preparations.
Yeah, I don't have that much power, so yeah.
Yep. Which one do I click on? Is this one changed?
It's the chains.
Okay.
You'll need to do a power roll first in order just to actually cast it. And then once you do, then you can double click on chains to hold the beast and click on the cast button.
Cool. Okay, so I'll +1 on the power roll. Let's give it a go. Oh, that's a 9.
Wow.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay, yeah.
It's a wizard all along.
It's like connect the dots. Like, oh yeah, do this and this and
Yeah.
this. You in 100 years you would make a YouTube video on how to cast this spell and garner a million views. So now if you want to cast it, you can double click on the spell, and at the upper right it will have a cast button. Click on that and it will cast. It will take your magic points and take your 1 point of sanity off, and the spell will be cast.
Okay. But so it's the beast be halt and shun. Oh, bind and hold.
Chains
isn't it?
to hold and bind.
Okay, yep. So I click on that and
then you see where it says cast and cast hidden. If you double click on it, does it pull up a second window?
Okay. Let's do it. Let's double click. Yeah. It's come up. Yep, cast. Yep, got it. It's cast.
All right. So it took the magic points. You cast the spell. You see the symbol. It's in the chat bar that is drawn on these milk crates. And I believe Portia determined something of what this symbol means. Do you recall?
I remember this happening, but don't remember the details.
Yeah, let me pull it up for us here.
I suspect it's some doctor's writing, prescribing something.
Yeah, laudanum. So there was this symbol here.
Yeah, it's like letters, right?
And you know that you could use a grid like this to determine what they were. If you put that onto a grid, starting with the filled in circle, it would spell AGRAN, Agran. And then the other ones you've got all the way to the end, you would have Agran, Talon, Soth spelled out on this grid.
Oh.
And so you know that these are the symbols that you would need to write on here to bind it. It takes you...
I double clicked. I think I clicked the wrong one, actually. That was supposed to be... I think I did halt and shun instead of bind and...
Let's see.
Thingy.
You did. Yep. Well, so the good news is you know how to cast that one too. So no, if you want to, go ahead and put those 4. Because the magic points, that doesn't match up. It should have been 8.
Yeah.
So if you want to,
click
on the other one.
Hold and bind. Hold and bind. Yes, okay. So. Okay, let me just add the magic points back then first. My other one. Sanity check. Passed.
Nice. So you lose your 1 point of sanity. You lose the magic points, but you're able to cast this, and you're able to get these vessels prepared. Now, this is so far outside of the trajectory that your life has carried you. You were working on a fishing boat. You had aspirations of one day perhaps owning your own fishing boat, and now you're writing strange arcane symbols on milk jugs. That's where that point of sanity loss comes from. It's like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah, Harry, you a wizard now. Yeah.
But you have the vessels prepared, and you know now that when the time comes, it will take you 1 round per essence to then put them into these vessels, and all you have to do is like a power roll. It's an opposed roll against the essences, and if you pass, then the essence goes into the jar, and it is sealed up until someone releases it.
All right. Well, let's everyone group huddle. Let's go over what we know again. Well, we know this is the quick version, all right, for the viewers at home. So we went on the spooky ship, and there was a scary monster, and we dealt with that. We met what's her face again?
Michelle.
What was her name? Yeah, Michelle. We met Michelle, and then the ship sank. I believe we set dynamite at the bottom or some shit. I don't remember, or it went down in the storm now. And the monster went down with it, and it couldn't survive in the salt water, and it went and then dissolved.
Or so we thought.
And that was the end of that. And then we got in a boat, and then we survived, and then we left. And then what happened? I wasn't there.
So Paul and Portia went to Greyport because they had heard that one of the members of the dig had been murdered recently, and they recognized the name from the ship's manifest. He was one of the students following Professor Sebastian, and here he was just found murdered in Greyport. So we surmised that Professor Sebastian and his students must have survived the Champagne. Coming to Greyport, we did some investigating and found found a name and an address for someone named Lucas Barnes, who was a friend of Professor Sebastian. Going to his house, we found a small fishing boat that had been damaged, and it looked as though, judging by the paint scraped on the side, it had scraped up against the side of the SS Champagne, and this is where they offloaded the remaining urns, as well as the professor and his students. They came back here to Lucas Barnes' house, and in fact, I've got a picture of the house. In the house, there was just junk everywhere. Someone had left in a hurry. There was a trap door in the floor that was open. Going down into the trap door, they found another scene of a ritual. There was a body suspended from the ceiling, bits of broken pottery. They had released the second essence. There was a battle with the thing hanging from the ceiling came to life when Paul got too close. It burst out in flames, ignited the house on fire. Paul and Portia fled. And so now we realize that 2 of the 3 things have been released, and it falls to the Order of the Stone and us to try and trap them back into containment vessels, hopefully before the 3rd one is released. We know that there is some time on our side. He can do this at any point, but it's most powerful during a full moon. Sorry, did you have
thing hanging? Yeah, the thing hanging from the ceiling. What was that? That wasn't one of the 3 things.
That was the body of Lucas Barnes. It had been sacrificed, so apparently he wasn't a great friend of Professor Sebastian, or perhaps it required a blood sacrifice, and he figured it was Lucas's turn. And so that was Lucas Barnes hanging from the rafters as a sacrifice to allow Talon to come into the world.
Mm-hmm.
No, but then why did it come back to life?
It had a spell cast upon it. In fact, as Paul got close, he saw runes on the chest that began to glow, and then it came back to life almost like a zombie. It was a undead sort of creature. It had tentacles bursting out of it. I've got a picture of it here somewhere. So it was not Lucas Barnes anymore. It had become this new strange creature, basically a minion of Agron Talon is what it is called. It was something inhuman. And so apparently they do stuff with dead bodies, because this dead body came to life. And woe unto us had we not gotten off of the SS Champagne and all of the dead bodies had begun to rise.
What?
And that brought us to today, where we have obtained the 3rd scroll with the final spell to bind Agron, Talon, and Soth into new containers. We have the new containers. They are prepared. We've done research on Chopactaw Ridge. All that remains is to go and do that thing that we do best, which is try not to die.
Yeah.
That's good. How many days has it been since the house fire?
It's hard to say when the second essence was released. Whether we were a few hours ahead or behind Professor Sebastian, or a few days. We don't know for certain. But it's most powerful to do this spell on the night of a full moon, which we would have about 2 weeks or more, 2.5 weeks probably. But he could do it at any time if he goes to some place of great magical significance, like where ley lines might intersect.
Wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think I had lost 4 hit points last time. I think it was 3 days, so I put 3 back.
Perfect.
Would it be 4 days?
So it will now have been 4 days by the time we head to Camp Lake Chopactaw.
Okay.
So you will regain another one, and as will Portia. And then all of your magic points will be back by the time we head to the campground.
Cool. Cool. Right,
Wait, what am I regaining? Sorry, I missed that.
So you'll have all of your magic points back, Portia, plus you'll get 1 hit point back because it's been an additional day.
Did it cost any sanity to learn those spells?
No. So normally it would. You have the option when you read a tome to take the loss, or it's up to the keeper's discretion whether or not they're able to learn it. Because Seamus is with us and he's with the Order, and we're kind of familiar with what's going on here. I went ahead and ruled that there was no sanity loss to learn them, because you're not learning them specifically from the scroll as much as you're learning it from Seamus. But to cast it, there will be sanity loss. In fact, Paul just lost a point of sanity.
I would like to ask, if Paul cast it now, does it decay, or can he just have this casting prepared for the confrontation?
Well, I believe it might be wise to practice casting it the first time. Because the first time you cast a spell, you have to succeed at a hard intelligence roll. And if you fail, you do not succeed.
So that's what just happened here for Paul to be able to use this spell. He had to make that hard power roll, and he passed it. In fact, he got an extreme success. But yeah, some of these other spells, you will need to make a roll in order to cast that the first time. If you fail that, you can push it, and if you fail that one, it still goes off. You still learn it, but something bad will happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, do I also have to succeed in hard power to actually be able to chain and hold the beast?
If you've casted that spell before, then no.
Yeah,
I doubt we had any opportunity to do that.
So if you want to do it now, while you are seeing these vessels prepared and you're watching Paul do it, you can give me that hard power roll to see if you're able to participate with him.
And if you push
I doubt if I can do it, but I have to try.
Yeah, it's probably better to find out now that you're struggling with it rather than when you're being chased by something through the woods.
My tower is fucking awful.
Roll difficulty hard, no bonus dice.
Yep.
Regular or...
Yep.
Oh god.
Okay.
Would you like to...
Yeah, you can push that. You can also spend 40 luck in order to pass that.
Oof.
40. Oh, right. Yeah, it's...
Big grief. What's your power? Is your power very... 50. I don't know, you must be 50, yeah.
Yeah, you can push it, and if you fail, the spell still goes off, but something negative will happen.
Don't break all irons.
I mean,
we're all set. We're all good. Yeah, I don't think you need to push it and kick. So we've got the irons prepared. We are good to go. I wouldn't push it now unless we have to. If you fail, then it sets us back.
I think you have to learn the spell again, don't you?
Yeah, I was taught this spell earlier. I don't need to learn it, but yeah, I need to be able to cast it.
Yeah, okay. This would be your first casting. So you know the spell. It's just the first time you cast it's a little tougher.
Yep, okay, so I will pause. I will not push it then.
Okay. Does anyone else want to practice a spell? Try and cast it the first time doing it now rather than when you actually need it?
No, I don't want to trip around with these spells. I don't think I'll learn any.
I guess Portia will try.
Yeah, what spell is Portia going to try?
The only one she hasn't done yet is the chains.
You've done the fire and you've done the binding.
So yeah, I guess we'll do that. Why not?
Give me that power roll. Need a hard difficulty.
No bonus die, right?
No bonus die.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. No
Definitely
problem.
Wizard.
Yep. Yeah, this is easy. You definitely know this spell. You participate in the ritual to prepare the binding, and in doing so, you're confident that when the time comes, you would be able to bind one of those essences within a single round, as the spell does.
Oh.
Excellent.
That's good. We've got two of us that cast it at will, I guess, which is good. I guess in case we lose anyone. The Beast Hide one, is that the same story for the
Hi guys.
Yep. First time you cast it, you'll have to do a hard power roll.
There's one thing we left out about the hard pushed casting roll. Is if you push the roll, and I believe and you fail, the cost is multiplied by 1d6.
Yep.
So that could potentially kill you immediately.
Yeah, if you don't have the magic points, it then comes out of your hit points.
Multiply, not add. Jesus, Mary.
Yep.
So, I mean, hypothetically speaking, you could roll a 1 and not increase it at all.
Right.
All right.
Cool.
Are you ready to?
Yeah. So I guess the beast hide. So I get 1d6 points of armor against no magical attacks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd give that a chance to try that one before we go into battle, because I think that might be quite handy.
Yeah, give me that hard power roll.
Give it a go. Nope, not that. Okay.
Oh no.
Not that one.
So there is a sanity point cost.
Yeah, ouch. It's a bad idea. Okay.
You if you want to cast this now, it does last 24 hours. You could do that now. Then you will regain those magic points at 1 point an hour before you reach the Chopactaw Ridge.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess so then. These guys cost me off. I've already paid the price.
Right.
Yeah. So I just could use the magic points. How many magic points does it cost?
So let me apply those 2 sanity points. There we go.
Nope. I already did actually.
Oh, you already did?
So
okay. Right, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Let me adjust that. Then. There we go. And you will regain. Did I just change it back after you had already changed it?
Yeah, sorry now. Yeah, that's all good. I was doing that.
So
that's correct now.
You'll gain some armor. So 2 points of armor. Let me put that on your character.
Didn't seem worth it, that. Well.
2 points of armor. So that will absorb the first 2 points of damage that you would take. You can decide how many magic points you want to pump into it. So if you just pump in the base, it's going to be 2 points of armor, but you can pump in more magic points if you want.
I'd do that, and I'd regain those magic points.
Yeah, at 1 point an hour. So you would definitely regain those before you got into danger.
Okay. I don't know, maybe 6 points or something, I guess.
So every magic point spent will give you or your chosen target 1d6 points of armor against non-magical attacks.
Okay. I probably don't need that many, actually.
So if you do 1 point of magic, it's going to give you 2 points of armor. But you can decide how many points you want to do.
Okay. 1 point of magic is 2 points of armor. Okay. Then probably, yeah. I'm going to gain the magic points back, so
you will.
It's probably 5 points then, so it gives 10 points.
Well, so it's going to be a different roll every time. So if you want to dump 5 points, I'll roll 4 more 6-sided die.
Okay. All right. Probably. I could cast it on the others as well, can't I?
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Let's do that then. So probably another 1 for me, and maybe one for Portia, and 1. Oh wait, 1 for each of us. Yes, and there 4. A d6 roll each, then 4 points of magic.
So let
me feel a bit toughened up. Actually, that is worthwhile then.
So here's a roll for Portia. She'll get 5 points of armor. If you go onto your character sheet, your armor is listed just below your sanity.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just put 5 in there. For Gaspar,
Oh,
will be 6 points of armor. And for Seamus,
I said I'd look after you, Gaspar.
And Seamus will be 2 points.
Don't like the new guy though.
Only 2 for him. Did you guys all see where to put that on your character?
Yeah. I guess Paul gets another one as well. So is that
another one for Paul? Yeah, let me roll that.
Yeah, that's. Oh, for goodness sake!
Jeez.
he's one out of juice. Yeah. Okay. So fine.
All right. So that was 6 for Gaspar, 2 for Seamus. Let me make sure.
Paul's looking after his friend's son there, Gaspar, pumping you up.
And that was 5 points for Portia, correct? Yep, perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you're giving. How much armor did you give us?
So he just gave you 6, so I added 6 to your character.
Oh, but I'm already. But the heavy leather jacket I'm wearing gives me 1 to
okay, then you got 7.
Yeah. My goodness, what is happening to my skin?
It's getting quite dry. You need some lotion. It's quite dry, quite firm, but you feel as though you are invulnerable. You are certainly not, but you feel as though you might be.
Well, as long as our clothes still fit.
Yep, they're a little snug. You know, fat guy in a little coat kind of thing, but as long as you don't do any difficult stretches, I think you'll be just fine.
No lunges.
No lunges. So
I think we're as good as we go. As good as we're going to get.
Mrs. Armand provides you with a hearty breakfast the morning that you head out. It's rather overcast outside that day, and she says there must be a storm coming in. I'm feeling it in my knees. But the food is delicious, and it doesn't take you long, just a couple hours, to drive to Camp Lake Chopactaw. And there's a picture of the sign as you show up. The Chopactaw Ridge is on an isolated stretch of woods in the Massachusetts countryside. The only good way in and out is the old camp road, which leads from the turnpike deep into the surrounding trees. While at first providing an idyllic drive through the countryside, the road soon degrades into a rutted track meandering through dark and foreboding woodland. The deeper you head into the forest, the denser its foliage becomes. Here and there, shadowed arbors and narrow pathways cut dark furrows through the trees. This place is very old, and you have the unmistakable feeling that you do not belong here. 2 sedans, a pickup truck, and a box truck are parked next to the entrance to the camp. It'll take us to the new map. Seamus, give me an intelligence roll.
Oh no, my only weakness. Well, not only, it would be right to say it's only 1.
Oh.
No.
Okay. When you arrive, the sedans look to be similar to the vehicle that you arrived in, Seamus, but you don't recognize them. But it's a similar kind of a rented vehicle.
As a player, I start to guess what's going on.
Yeah. But you've got these 2 sedans, a pickup truck, and a box truck in the parking lot, and up ahead you can see a circle of cabins. It looks as though the forest is attempting to reclaim everything. It's been abandoned for some time. Vines clamber over the buildings, and there are weeds everywhere. How do you proceed?
I feel like maybe it's good to try to search the cars first to see if we find anything in there.
Yeah, give me a spot hidden roll.
Can I assist in that? Or...
yeah, if you want to give me maybe search a different vehicle, you can.
That is one of the skills I might do to some extent.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go as well. Oh, nope. Not for Paul.
Does Paul want to push that?
Or
spend luck?
You know what? He's got 50. He'll push it. Let me bring that up. Yeah, it's that. I click that.
Ooh.
Why 70, mate?
Does Seamus want to push that?
It's an interesting
Oh,
point. Yeah, let's
Paul
try
fails
it.
pushed roll.
Yeah, I will try pushing it.
Paul breaks the car door off. Oops.
Whoops. This is a pull, not a push door.
It's too strong.
So, what about Gaspar? Do you want to search as well, or what is Gaspar doing?
Be following along, man.
So, Portia, you look into the pickup truck, and you find inside the glove compartment there is a driver's license, and it's for someone named Samuel Johns. And here's a picture of him. You can see there's a lunchbox here in the pickup truck. It's still got a sandwich and an apple in it. Let's see. Seamus, you would go right to one of the sedans, and you find, maybe you don't point this out to everyone, I'll let you decide if you do, but you find a driver's license from Ireland, and it's Tobias O'Shaughnessy's. And there's also some rental papers.
Yeah, I will point out that this is probably where Tobias is. We might run into him.
No.
And it is important, at least for me, that he gets out reasonably safe.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is... You've got a couple different objectives here, and one of them is to ensure that Tobias is okay. Paul, you pushed your spot hidden roll and failed. Here's what happens.
Yeah.
You check out the box truck, and you suspect that this might have been the truck that was at Lucas Barnes's house, because you know there was a truck there that drove off. There was tire tracks in the gravel. And you go and you put your hands in the back of the truck. You're kind of rummaging around, and then you feel something wet on your hands. And you lift up your hand and you look, and at first you think it's oil, but it's a black tarry liquid, and it's burning your hand. Give me a sanity roll.
Yeah, it's picking up.
I wanted to suggest he found someone mega collection, and that's why he was selling. Yeah, this is also something.
This is what they're into. Oh boy.
Sanity, come on. Bit. Do that. Come on. There it goes, try it. Oh, failed.
All right.
Yikes.
You're going to lose 1d4
Yikes.
points of sanity.
Yeah.
Only one. Could have been worse. But you know that you recognize this. This is the same sludge you saw on the SS Champagne that marked the passage of Agrin. This is also the sludge that was seen at Lucas Barnes' house. You think that creature is probably here. They probably brought it here in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the others.
Yeah, you're definitely on the right path. Now, Seamus, you find in the trunk of Tobias's car, you find 3 ceramic urns. These are round, very ornate, and they've got those same markings. You think that Tobias likely had made a set of these in case he was able to trap the beast, but you'd need to find Tobias. He had started that spell. He's the one that would finish it. Otherwise, you would have to redo these vessels so that the 4 of you could cast that spell. But this is in case something happens to your milk cartons. You've got a backup here.
It's strange that he didn't take them with him. I mean, it's probably stupid big, and if he's one person, it's difficult to carry.
Right.
But yeah, he should probably have them with him if he's going to do something.
We tell Seamus there's a bunch of guys with bias where we met him a few days ago. So
yeah, he's probably not alone.
Then it is even more strange that he doesn't take the boxes with him.
He might be alone now, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know what's happened.
We don't. It's just that to me it's strange.
Yeah, something's gone awry.
Do we hear anything of interest? Like some people, like people's rummaging through the cabins, or do we just hear the forest?
Give me a listen roll.
Oh no.
Do you want to push that?
Did we all?
No.
You do hear
Did we all
something.
give that a go?
Yeah, go ahead. The thing that Seamus, that you hear is that there are no sounds of birds. Normally there would be birds and other animals, insects. There's nothing here. It's almost a deathly quiet.
Let's get these bad rolls out of the way now. Yeah,
Right.
Paul's too busy going, stuff on my hand. It's not doing anything.
Yeah, you're so just kind of upset about, I've got this stuff on my hand. This thing is here. Like, this is turning into a really rotten couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But you hear nothing as well.
Yeah, let's get the bad rolls out of the way.
Yeah, I would put like Seamus will probably mutter to himself that Angron is hungry. He's always hungry.
Oh yeah. All right, where to now?
How stealthy are we? Anyway.
You can make a stealth roll if you're trying to be stealthy.
I see.
I mean, you could sneak, just generally sneaking, but if you're really trying to be stealthy, that'd be a stealth roll.
Okay. I think we'll give it a sneak.
Stupid question. We do have binoculars. If someone stands on the box, do they see something up ahead?
Excellent point. So who's going to look?
You think you had the binocs, didn't you? Gaspar? From the ship.
I think Gaspar had them from the ship. If Gaspar goes and looks, he can see the ring of cabins, and some of the roofs are collapsed in. These things have been in a state of disrepair for quite some time. You can see a tall lookout tower near the lake, just up ahead, kind of to the north and slightly west of your position. Tall tower, about 30 feet tall. It could be perhaps a lifeguard tower. You're not sure. There's a platform up there with a railing where you could look out across the lake. And then you just see the forest kind of creeping in and slowly overtaking this area. It's all thick brush, dense weeds. As mentioned, this place has not been cared for in years, decades even.
I assume he doesn't see any human movement anywhere.
No, you do not. From your vantage point, you see no movement.
Did we see any kind of human tracks, like footprints or anything around the cars?
Give me a tracking roll.
Oh no, my only weakness.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah, I don't track people.
Do you want to push it?
No.
What you do see, you see that you don't see any footprints, but you see, it looks like an oil streak. Here and there, streaks and spatters of this black oil leading from the truck towards the camp.
So they were moving towards the cabins, but we don't see any humans there for now.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to try stealth roll just to practice being sneak. He's not. He's blundering around as Paul.
This is the practice run. It's gonna be better.
Okay, my bad rolls out the way for sure.
You're crunching on gravel. You're coughing. You drop a glass bottle and shattered it.
Yeah. Everybody says, "Shut, Paul. Just pull yourself together. It's just some goo in your hand." All right. Oh, the black stuff.
You're wiping it off on the horn of the car, and the horn's going off.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's not sneaking anywhere.
Portia just puts her head in her hands. She's
oh, the incompetence, she thinks. Yet she's the one that's
blundering buffoon today. Yeah. Paul needs to focus, Paul. Right.
You want to head into those cabins?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Nestled between the trees are 10 dilapidated wooden cabins. Their paint is faded, shingles are missing from their roofs, and weeds and vines clamber up their sides. Every cabin has a sign next to the door depicting an object or implement, a rowboat, a hatchet, a campfire, and so on. The only exception is the cabin with a sign on its door reading "Counselors" in faded black lettering. You see from here that the counselor's door, the doorknob, is covered in dark, dried blood.
Oh.
At the end of the campsite, there is a large mess hall, a dining area.
I mean, I guess
are the doors on the other cabins or closed?
Some of them are slightly open. None of them have locks. Those that are closed, again, there's no locks visible on here, but there are a few that are open, a crack here and there.
I think Portia would go into the counselor's one.
I would suggest that Seamus goes first in case something bad happens.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we got to protect her. I think Paul's got his focusing. He's getting his shotgun out, just in case, because you don't know what we'll find here. He loves his shotgun. He's named it. He's named it after his friend. What was the name of Gaspar's dad?
Oh, what was Bernie? I think it was Bernie.
Bernie. He's got little Bernie here. Shotgun.
Oh.
He got some vengeance last time round. Big Bernie.
You with shotgun in hand, Seamus, you're the first in.
I'm willing to be the first in. Yeah, I will only check the door handle if it's not covered in black goo.
It's not black goo, but it is dried blood. The door to the cabin creaks loudly as it opens. In the middle of the room lies a corpse collapsed against a bunk bed, surrounded by a pool of congealed blood that clearly originated from multiple wounds in his chest. Beside him lies a revolver. Seamus, you know this man. This is Brady O'Toole. He's a member of the Order of the Stone. You need to give me a sanity roll.
Oh, no.
No, sir. Sanity, where are you? Oh, yeah, here. Regular. Okay, let's send it. It's not great. Oh, sufficient.
Oh.
Excellent. You lose 0 points of sanity. You know that your order has accepted the consequences of the mission, and that death is a potential consequence. And you know that Brady, if he has died, he would have gone down with a fight. Looking at the revolver, it looks as though he has spent every round in it. It looks to be empty.
What kind of wounds does he have? Is it like a stabbing knife wound, or is it some wild beast, or is it crushed by a car?
They are knife wounds. You see several deep cuts in his chest. Do you search him?
I will actually try to somehow drag his body back to our starting car, saying we should bury him properly and get him home to Ireland.
Maybe we suggest later. Keep him. I think we'll give him a good burial, but let's find out what happened first.
Okay.
It's not a safe area.
I assume none of us needs a revolver, but I will search him if he doesn't have something that could help us in our mission.
He has a wallet that's got some Irish currency in there and his driver's license. He also has his trusty flask, a little silver flask in his pocket. You know it has some of the spirits of home, and that he would be more than happy to let you borrow.
Oh, I will absolutely at least smell it. I don't want to drink on the job yet.
Yep.
But I will absolutely smell it just to get myself.
Yeah, it gives you a taste of home right there, and you know that poor Brady fell in the line of duty, and that you will see that his remains.
Does he have any extra bullets for the revolver on him?
He does not.
Regrettable. Yeah, so yeah, I will just make a mental note. We should get him proper burial once we are done here, if we survive. Also, some vengeance also will not go amiss if I find the fucker who did it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Searching around some of the other cabins, you see...
Oh, yeah, sorry. One question.
Yes.
Can I guesstimate, like you said that blood is dried up. Is it like dried for like 2 weeks ago? Like it's
give me
brown,
a first aid roll.
1 sec. First aids. I doubt it will work, but let's try. Oh no, I died.
Okay. You're pretty sure that he must have just died a few minutes ago. You're like, oh, this blood just came right out of him and dried. Or he's been dead for 2 weeks. You're not sure. It's somewhere within the last 20 minutes and the last 14 days. Somewhere in there.
I am almost certain this is blood. Probably human.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was drinking red Kool-Aid. It spilled all over the floor. He'll wake up at some point.
Get that bad roll out now. Yeah.
Yep. We've been saying that a lot, so...
yeah. We've got some crits coming up. Oh, good.
Looking at some of the other cabins, you see bullet holes in some of the doors and walls. There's been a firefight here. You see a few pools of blood here and there, and then the blood has been smeared, and you can see drag marks where someone that has been shot has been drug away.
To what direction?
Towards the lake.
Mm.
Do we feel any magical presence of a ley line in the area?
Portia's going to be the best at that. Give me an occult
Yeah,
roll,
I doubt Seamus would be able to tell.
One moment, let me attune. Attuning.
Nice. Yes, there is a ley line that runs right through here. In fact, you can sense that if you were to use magic now, it would cost you 1 less magic point.
Ooh.
And you sense that the ley line is running almost directly north to south.
Okay. North to south.
Like you probably get out like a little pendulum, and you hold it out, and it begins to swing in the direction of the ley line, and that's how you identify. So almost from where you are standing, it would almost cross through the tower and then continue on in that direction.
Got it. Portia will let everyone know.
Have we searched all the cabins then, I guess, or is it mess hall?
Yeah.
The mess hall is all that's left, and this building appears to be the old mess hall, the old dining area, and it's quite literally a mess. Part of the roof has collapsed, leaving broken beams and piles of plaster among the rest of the moldering debris. The floor is covered with pools of stagnant water. Heaps of mildewed and rotted gear lie stacked on top of old tables or propped against the walls, old tent canvases, piles of broken tools, and instruction manuals all languish, discarded, and forgotten. There is blood splatters everywhere, covering the entrance, including the inside of the doors and the surrounding debris. Thick stripes of black ooze trail from the door through toward the rear of the room. To one side of the door is the kitchen and serving hatch, and at the far end of the hall is the stage. On the stage, slumped against an overturned lecture, is a man wearing dark robes, and you see a shock of red hair. His eyes are closed, his hands clutching his stomach. He's covered in blood, and all around him you see a pool of that black, oily ooze. Seamus would recognize this.
Seamus is starting to tremble.
Yeah, this is Tobias. I need you to give me another sanity roll.
Was he evil?
Oh, I guess being sacrificed, is it? Pass. That's done.
Wow.
Again, you
the
lose
narrowest
0. Yeah, got
ever.
it right on there.
No,
you lose 0, and because you pass, you see that His chest is moving ever so slightly. He is still alive.
Oh.
Which one of us, does any one of you have a first aid? Like, do you know anything how to do that?
Yeah, I've got first aid 40. I think I helped in the past. I can give that a go. Anybody else better than that?
Nope.
If someone helps you, you can get a bonus die.
Yeah, I absolutely will help.
Okay.
In fact, yeah.
Okay, let's try and help him. Let's just move that. Yeah. Let's see. Yay!
Oh,
13.
Excellent. So he begins to regain consciousness, just long enough to speak. He's coughing through every breath. We just got here before dusk. There were 9 of us. I assumed they were in the woods. Cameron opened the door to this place and screamed. We started shooting. That thing. It's worse than I ever thought it would be. I tossed... it tossed Cameron out of here like a rag doll. Oh, the noise he made when he hit the tree. That thing had 3 people with it. 2 of them fought like devils. The doctor and another one covered in blood. The third one, though, a man with dark hair, dark skin. He just watched in horror. We were driven back and separated. I got hit and fell, and then I snuck in here. I tried to keep an eye on them. I kept drifting in and out. I guess they moved on, otherwise I'd be dead. Like Cameron.
Brady is gone as well.
Oh, no. My friends, do not climb the tower. There's a trap. And then he lets out a loud cough and he passes out. He's still breathing, but he is unconscious.
Yeah, I think we make him comfortable and hide and maybe stabilize him. Yeah,
if we can.
Yeah, I think getting him, if we survive, getting him out will help us. But yeah, he's not going to be much more help to us. But unless you think he's got anything shameless,
I want to get him out of here safely. But I will rifle through his pockets if he has something.
Loot.
So he has a copy of the 3rd fragment of the Scroll of Zyvon, the same that you already have. So if you did not obtain it already, you would have it there. And then he has his flask of whiskey, and he has a picture of his sister, Michelle, in his pocket.
Oh.
Yeah. We can't really use any of that, so I will keep that on him.
Can't steal a man's whiskey. Yeah, I think he's still alive. So,
yeah, I
if he's dead, it's fair game.
I stole already Brady's whiskey. That's enough.
So good.
Now, one thing that you may have noticed, so he mentioned that Cameron, he was tossed out of here. You've not seen his body. You've seen where a body was and got drug out of here. Perhaps that was Cameron.
Yeah, maybe using the bodies to reanimate them like we saw before, possibly. It sounds like the creature's loose, but so we've missed the creature.
I understand there should be 2 creatures, no?
Yes, no, that's true. Sorry, you're right, actually. That could be the second creature. Maybe they need the body to do the 3rd. I don't know.
Yeah.
No. But how many did he say? There was 9. So that's 3. So 6 other order members, yes, somewhere.
This is strange to me. Yeah, there was 9 of them, and we don't know where is the rest.
Yeah, you can account for 2 of them.
Mm.
Oh yeah, so yeah, and 1 guy body missing. Yeah.
Yep.
So, okay, well, I guess I don't know. We stabilize this fella, and
so a medicine roll will allow you to stabilize him.
I don't.
My medicine is 1. It's not that. He's good at first aid. He's not good at medicine.
Yeah, I don't think any one of us has medicine.
Okay. You can at least you can make him comfortable at least.
Yeah. Cool. Just put the flask of whiskey in his hand. Put a blanket over him. Bind his wound. That's about all we can do.
Yeah, I suspect already the binding requires medicine.
Yep.
So.
Oh no, yeah.
You do have some laudanum. Do you give him any of the laudanum?
Yeah.
Will it help?
It would definitely help with pain.
Yeah, I'll just do that then.
You
That
notice
was-
his.
Portia doesn't.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say Portia doesn't need all of it, so yeah.
Yeah, is there any left? Has Portia been sipping at that?
I mean, we got extra good supplies from
Right.
Granny.
Yeah.
Might be a little left.
You administer some of this to him, pour it in his mouth, and you see his breathing slows to a comfortable level. It seems as though the tension of pain has left his body, and he is now in deep sleep, recovering from his injuries. There is a good chance that he may just survive this.
Sweet. How much hit points do you get back from first aid? It's just a general question.
In this one, it says he would get back 1 hit point.
Have HP for several hours, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. All right. Cool.
Where do you go from here?
And I think we proceed with caution. I think we use the binoculars, scan.
There is
I think everyone should get the rifles and guns out ready. Clearly, bring a lantern along just in case.
that's a good point. There has been a firefight, so maybe pulling out the guns is not the worst idea ever. Also, Tobias mentioned that there is a trap at the tower, so maybe one of the other mates died to that.
Possibly, yeah. Well, I mean, if we need to dump our stuff, maybe we could always put Tobias in the car and get all our gear and then proceed on, or maybe we just brought all gear with us from the cars. Whatever. It's not that far, is it?
So Portia, you learned a few things about this campsite doing your research. Is there anything that you recall of significance about this campsite?
Trying to remember all the articles now. Didn't people drown?
Yes.
They drowned in the lake.
Yeah, that's kind of what caused it to close. There was a drowning. And just up ahead, you can see the lake, and a little chill kind of runs down your spine as you see the lake and know that a child died there. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And
they were canoeing, weren't they, out in the middle of the lake, and then got into trouble.
There was also the article about that old colonial village as well. And you think that is just to the north as well, just beyond the lake. You recall looking at a topographical map, and the lake, there was a river that continued on up to the north, and eventually there was the ruins of Colonial Neville was up there.
Okay. Portia is just like, it seems like north is the direction we want to head. They may be in the tower, but they could be up in the old colonial settlement as well.
Now, someone mentioned scanning with binoculars. Looking at the tower, you don't see anyone up there. There is a rickety wooden ladder that leads up the 30 feet up into the tower. There's a kind of a little railing and a wall around, but then an observation area where you could look out, and there is a roof above the tower. So you could stay out of the weather up there and perhaps look out over the lake. There are several canoes on the beach that you can see. They're upside down. And even from here, you can see a trail of black ooze running onto the sandy beach and down into the lake.
Ooh.
Near the damp sand on either side of the trail, you spot several large round indentations the size of dinner plates, as though something like an elephant has stepped right there. There's several of them on either side of that black ooze leading into the water. You also notice drag marks and boot prints on the beach, along with several dead fish. And then far across the lake, you spot another beach, this one with 3 canoes drawn up onto it. Beyond these, you can see a path leading into the woods.
Seamus will try to not walk into the trees, but just from a distance to scan the tree line if he see any body of Cameron, or any human body. It's really more of a casual glance.
Yeah, give me a spot hidden roll.
Oh, no.
Oh boy. Do you want to push that?
Yeah. My eyes will fall out if I fail.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's end it.
it's
Well, it's some kind of complication. It might be something like, "Hey, you! What are you doing here?" And then you immediately get caught, and it's game over.
Absolutely.
And you have to load that checkpoint.
But you manage to scan and see, and you see something brown on the beach, and you're not sure what it is, but you adjust the focus, and it's a shoe. It's a leather shoe. You recognize this shoe. This is Irish leather. This is a very nice shoe.
It's Irish brogue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but no body.
I guess
I was looking for a body. So.
Yeah, no body, but you do find a shoe.
So I guess as if we approach I'm assuming are we going to have collected our gear and have like lanterns to hand and our weapons and what we need.
It would be a shame if you need it and have to run all the way back to the cars.
Oh, exactly.
And
yeah.
I say that because the last time I ran this adventure, they got kind of to where they wanted to be, and it's like, okay, who has the vessels? Well, not me. They'd left them back in the cars. So then 2 people had to go all the way back and get it, and some bad stuff happened while they were gone. So
well, let's do that. Maybe
taking some stuff with you.
Yeah, let's collect. Should we put Human Tobias in one of the cars as we go past? Bring him along with us, put him in the car, and then collect our gear and the urns. Well, not the urns, the milk things, milk containers.
Yeah.
Let's all do that.
And they're kind of large, but you've got some rope. You could actually probably fashion up like make them into like a little backpacks with some rope, so you could just put them over your shoulders, and 3 of you could carry the milk urns.
Yeah,
the milk.
that sounds a plan.
The milk cans.
That sounds a plan. Good to have rope. Always good to have rope.
Gaspar, give me a pilot boat roll.
Okay, I don't think I'm actually any good at that.
Paul is pretty good.
We'll have to see. Pilot boat. No, that's a complete fucking failure.
Paul's alright, actually. You can...
it's a complete failure.
Gaspar, you could tell there's something up with these canoes. Maybe you show it to Paul. Paul, you can give me that pilot boat roll.
Basic? Any pluses or?
Nope, just a straight roll.
That's a look. Oh dear, Paul's like, it's a boat, Gaspar.
There's a little bit of sawdust on the ground near some of these canoes, and you see that there's been some damage. Looks like it's been repaired. There's little plugs been punched into the wood to try and patch up any holes in there. It looks like the plugs would hold, but you can tell that there's been some repair done to these canoes.
If only we had some sort of black tar-like substance to plug the holes.
Paul has some on his hand still.
Yeah. Okay, I guess is it possible to traverse the lake without using the canoes?
Yeah, so you have an option. You can take the canoes and go straight across, kind of to the beach over here where the other canoes are, is probably where they went. Or you can go the long way and walk around the shoreline. It's going to take a little bit longer, and it looks rather treacherous. There's some kind of steep, rocky parts. The brush looks incredibly thick. It would be arduous to get through there, but it is doable if you don't want to take the canoes.
I'm thinking we're carrying heavy things on our backs that
will make it a lot
might not
harder.
float. We want to, I don't know.
The canoes look seaworthy. That might be easier than trying to drag all of this stuff through thick brush.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of think that the kids in this place died for a reason, and I don't mean just because they went canoeing.
Maybe it's even we take the canoes and we use the canoes to go around the edge of the lake.
Yeah, stay pretty close to the shoreline.
In the middle.
Maybe they died of blood being removed from their body.
I've heard that can happen.
Yeah, head that hurts. Yeah.
Do you think you'd be able to survive trying to get through the sharp object without blood being removed from your body?
Harder than it looks. You could definitely put, stay close to the shore so that if, the worst happens, you're just, roll out and run 10 feet to the shore. But it would be much easier to maneuver with all this gear using the canoes.
Yeah. Well, Paul, despite not being able to recognise what a boat is, generally he's all right with boats. So we've got two sailors here. If they don't feel comfortable in a canoe, something's wrong.
Right.
So
and you would only need to take two canoes. You could take probably Paul and Portia in a canoe, and Gaspar and Seamus in a canoe, and just kind of go together.
That sounds a plan. Guys, what do you think?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. This will be a pilot boat roll, just to maneuver without any difficulty.
Well, why do we need to roll for just rowing a canoe? That seems a little ridiculous.
Just because you're trying to hug the shore, there may be some unseen rocks, things like that. It's just if it takes you longer than usual.
Oh dear, that's
holy shit,
awful.
That's a fucking fumble. Is that a fumble? What's the fumble range?
No,
not quite.
It'd be 96 or higher for that. If his skill's above 50, it'd be 99 or 100.
Dear. Paul's befuddled. He's put the canoe in the wrong way around.
Yeah, you're like, well, why is this going backwards? Oh, I'm rowing the wrong way. Someone put it in reverse.
Come on, that's stupid.
So as you're able to get across safely, but and here in the book it says if you want to try to paddle faster, you can use a pilot boat roll. So you're not able to do it quickly, but you're able to go steadily without any major difficulty.
Okay.
How about for Gaspar?
Well, what about me?
Well, do you want to paddle at the same rate as Paul, or do you want to go a little quicker?
Sure, let's give it a try.
I mean, I'm just giving you guys an opportunity to improve this skill, is basically.
No, that's a fail.
Yeah.
So slow and steady wins the race here.
Yeah.
As you get about halfway across, as you're going a little bit slower, Portia, you notice that there's a little bit of water gathering in the bottom of the canoe. And maybe it has splashed a little bit from the paddling. You're not sure, but give me a mechanical repair roll, Portia, as you try and see where this water's coming from.
Oh boy, the skill that she's best at. Oh, nope, no.
Well, you're not sure what's causing this. Do you want to push that roll? If you fail a pushed roll, usually something bad will happen.
You could tell Paul. Paul was all right with the mechanical repair.
You pointed out to Paul?
Oh. Paul, there's water in the boat.
Inside the boat, outside the boat? Oh, hold on.
Yeah, outside is fine.
Okay, let's try a mechanical repair. Let's try and make a roll today. No.
No.
Do you want to push that?
Jesus.
Are you sure you aren't peeing yourself?
I don't know. He's not doing too well today. Paul, it's not made a roll. Well, it actually did make first aid. Well, one of us probably has to push it, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe we get an assisted roll if we're both trying to plug a hole in the boat.
I think the two of you looking together, I'll give you a bonus die.
Okay, right. Let's give this a go.
Come
on, Paul.
Paul.
For Christ's sake.
Oh, no.
50. Oh no, that's quite a...
Okay, let me go to the other boat, and then I'll tell you what happens. So, Seamus, you see a little bit of water in your boat as well. Give me a mechanical repair roll.
Is it not whiskey?
Do you want to drink it?
Fuck yeah.
It is lake water.
Yeah.
Ew. Don't drink that.
So what did we say that's Australian whiskey, is lake water?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's water.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that's water in the bottom of your boat, and you maybe pointed out to Gaspar. Gaspar, you can make that mechanical repair roll as well.
Alrighty.
dear.
Man.
No,
Oh.
that's a fail. There's water in the boat.
You're the best of us.
Why?
You could
Do you want to
push that maybe?
No.
You're probably best placed. No, I'll use luck. I don't know.
Well, you both kind
That's
of
still a lot of luck.
realize right around the same time that the reason there's water in the boat is those plugs that were put in were water soluble, and they have begun to dissolve. And at first, it was just a little
Who
bit
the
of
fuck
water.
designed the water plugs to be water soluble?
Probably not the people from the camp. Maybe it was the people who drilled the holes in there a day or two ago and put these water soluble plugs in there, just in case there was someone following them. Definitely a college professor would have done this. Mm-hmm. But you can see the water that was at first trickling in begins to come in much more quickly. And you are grateful that you are not in the middle of the lake when this happens, because your canoe begins to slowly sink into the water. You've got enough time to easily get to shore if you like.
Yep.
Let me have...
Yeah, definitely.
Portia, give me a luck roll.
Oh, no. Okay.
Your only weakness.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, and you cannot push a luck roll, nor can you spend luck on a luck roll. You look out across the surface of the water. You're kind of looking back towards Gaspar and Seamus, and you see something looking back.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
You see...
Make a reality check roll.
Yeah, give me... This is a reality check. Give me a sanity roll.
Well, no, you don't have to.
If you want to. Either way, you're making a sanity roll. Do you want to disbelieve
If you don't make a reality check roll, whatever you see is you treat it as if it's real.
Sure, she'll try to disbelieve it.
Okay.
So... What do I roll for the reality check again?
Sanity.
Oh, it's sanity, so... Okay. Eh.
You will lose... Or actually, you will think that this is as real as could be.
Great.
Upon...
If you fail the reality check, you lose a point of sanity, and then you suffer about a madness immediately.
Yep. So you see these ghosts here of these young girls, and you had read about these and about what had happened in this lake and about the drowning, and you see them looking at you, and they begin to slowly swim towards your boat. And
they're like, come in, water's great.
Yeah, they're reaching their hands up to reach out and grab at you, and you catch yourself reaching out to them. Your initial instinct is to help them. They're in the water. You want to get them in your boat. And Paul, you feel the boat rock, and you look over, and you see that Portia is leaning heavily against the side, reaching out across the water.
Yeah.
Portia, let me...
We got to roll for about a penis, man. Well, I wonder what will happen.
Let's roll a 10-sided die. See how long this will last. 5 rounds.
Oh, no. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And a 4. Let me pull that up here. Bouts of Madness. Real time. A 4. Paranoia. You suffer severe paranoia for 5 rounds. So you see these girls out in the lake, and you're at first you're frightened that you have to help them. They're drowning out here, and then you realize they're trying to pull you into the water. How does Portia react to this?
I think she's going to probably scream a little bit and then try to like move. I know the canoe is not that big, but move as far away from like them as possible. While being like, people in the water.
All right, Paul, I need a pilot boat roll to keep this canoe upright before it spills over into the water.
Come on, Paul. Let's take and do it. Oh, not that. Come on. I made one roll today.
Do you want to push that or spend the luck if you have that much luck?
Well, I can't. I don't think I have that much luck, but I think I'll put. I think I have to push it.
Yeah,
I
it'd be
think.
44 luck to pass that.
Yeah,
or you can push it. You got a 47% chance. You got almost even
Come
odds
on.
here.
Let's do it. Come on. Oh
my gosh!
Jesus, man!
It was better than the first roll, but
by one.
Yeah. So Gaspar and Seamus, you see the canoe rock a bit, and then you see it roll over, and Paul and Portia go into the drink.
Yay.
Well, that sucks. 2 of our companions have died. We must continue this adventure on our own.
Well, they're not dead. They're only in about 10 feet of water.
Well, how do we? Did they just sink to the bottom and go glub glub glub?
Well,
yeah, they are made of lead.
Yeah, just wearing their lead boots. No, you could both give me a swim roll.
Can I, before jumping into water, try to like? I would assume that the milk jugs that we carry with us are actually
They are
floating.
buoyant. Yes, they are buoyant. Oh, Portia,
And
rocking
they are
the swim roll.
She learned how to swim.
Because you have sealed these, and they're full of air, so it's basically like a huge...
And we have some ropes already tied on them.
Yep.
From backpack.
So Portia, you pop
Paul's,
up. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Paul.
There you go. No. I was going to say Paul's fantastic rolling continues today.
Do you want to push that roll, Paul?
Portia, you go. I think give me a hand. You pull me in the water.
Can I help him?
So yes. So Portia, what happens? You hit the water, and then you immediately come up. And you tip over because the buoyant thing on your back is sort of pushing your face down into the water as it's trying to get all the way up. So you're kind of struggling, but you can see Paul struggling as well. In fact, looking kind of down into the water, you can see those 4 girls pulling at him and dragging him deeper into the depths. And you are still in a bout of madness. You won't make any other sanity losses here. But you are terrified. I don't think you would be in the right mind to try and help Paul. You're more about helping yourself. So with
she's just...
Yeah, with your swim roll, you're definitely kicking towards the shore, trying to get out of the lake. Paul?
I think when she can come up for air, she's just going to yell, like, they've got him! They've got him! Like, very unhelpfully, but just so everyone knows.
Paul, give me that pushed roll if you're going to push the swim roll.
On Paul. Oh my goodness.
That was better. Still not great.
Better.
Give me a Constitution roll.
Constitution, right? Come on. What's that? Yeah, he made the roll. He's made a roll.
So you managed to hold your breath. So you're trained in swimming. You worked out on the ocean your whole life. You hit the water, you hold your breath, and you're struggling to get up. You look down and you see that your legs are caught in some seaweed, there's an old submerged tree. The branch is sticking up. It's snagging on your foot and your boot. You've got some calm sense of mind. You're just working on freeing yourself. There's no one grabbing you, no one clutching at you. It's just this tree branch down there. But you managed to hold your breath, but you are underwater. And so Gaspar and Seamus, you would see the canoe tip over. You see Portia come up, and she's flailing and screaming and kicking towards the shore. There is no sight of Paul. And your canoe is filling with water as well.
How close are we before the canoe actually also goes underwater, even without tipping over?
You would have time to easily paddle over to the shore before that would happen. You're probably like right around maybe like this little inlet here. So you've gotten about halfway across the lake to where you were going. But you would be able to position that over to the shore. You guys could get out safely, but Paul is still underwater.
Is there like shoreline close, like right next to us if we want to land here?
Yeah, so it wouldn't take any effort for you to get over to the shore. You're paddling, you can do it just fine. You could just turn your boat and quickly beach it and get out. or you can go after Paul. That's kind of the two options you have. Of course, Gaspar is doing the paddling.
Let's head to shore. They can take care of themselves, man.
Yeah, Gaspar, you know Paul. You know he's an able-bodied fisherman. He should be able to handle this.
Yeah, I would say we go to the shore immediately to meet up with Portia and hope that Gaspar handles himself.
You get Portia. She is frantic. She recoils from your touch, Portia. You see more of these children. You see the rotted skin on their faces. They're bloated and waterlogged, and they're pawing at you on the shore. And you see them coming from the water as well and splashing at you and trying to grab and tear at you. You've got about 2 more rounds or so of paranoia. How do you respond as you see Seamus and Gaspar coming up to you?
I mean, I don't even know at this point if she recognizes them because, they might have turned into some scary things.
Do you have a weapon?
Do I have a weapon?
Yeah.
I have a gun.
Well, I'll leave it up to you what Portia would do, but you were definitely feeling threatened.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think, oh no. Yeah, I don't know if she fires directly at the two of them, but I think she will try to fire, maybe she tries to fire like a warning shot first to see if it scatters the creepy kids.
One of the children starts swearing in Irish.
Basically.
You guys see her fumbling for her gun. Her hands are trembling. She's trembling trying to get the gun out.
No, quick.
It's bouncing in her hands. As long as she doesn't try and twirl it around her finger, you might be okay.
God, don't remind me of that.
As you're getting that out, we'll resolve that in just a second. Paul, you're stuck down here. You need to give me a roll to get out from this tree. That's going to be like a dexterity roll.
Okay. Come on, Paul.
Oh,
man.
Oh, my goodness.
I rolled anything low today.
Wow. How about another Constitution roll?
Okay. I'm holding your breath, buddy. Good job, everybody's just standing watching him trying. Oh, he's fine with that.
Okay.
He's holding his breath well.
Still got your breath held. You're still hanging in there. You're thinking freely. Do you have a knife on you?
I do actually have a knife strapped to his ankle that he had.
Yeah, if you end up slipping that knife out, maybe cutting some branches, I would give you a bonus die on that dexterity roll if you want to try another attempt to get out of here.
Yeah.
I have a hatchet too. Where did I get these things? Amazing.
Makes
right
it
on the
just
number. Nice.
Nice.
You manage to cut yourself free, and you feel the pull of the milk can as it drags you up towards the surface. Give me one more Constitution roll with a penalty die, because you've now been underwater for a couple rounds.
Yeah, that's a -1. Okay.
Woo!
Oh dear.
Ooh, that 90.
Got the 20 there.
Yeah.
You're going to take 2 points of damage.
2.
And you come up sputtering water just in time to hear this loud crack of a gunshot as Portia fires probably straight up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Gaspar and Seamus, what do? You hear the shot up in the air. She's got a gun. She's got this panicked look in her eye. You see Paul pop up, gasp for air, probably throwing up a little bit of lake water.
Make sure we're safe.
Yeah, is there any tree behind? Like I can run 5 meters into the forest to hide.
Lots of cover right here.
Yeah, I will run behind the tree.
You duck into the trees, and Portia, you're swinging the gun around. You're seeing children all around you reaching for the gun. You close your eyes, and then you hear Paul sputtering and gasping. And when you turn and look, that bout of madness has ended. You no longer see the children, but you see your friend in the water struggling to get to the shore.
She's gonna, I think, drop the gun and while sobbing, just run to try to help him.
Nice.
Thanks, Portia.
You managed to bring your friend ashore. The canoes are basically a total loss at this point. but you've made it about halfway. There's just a short trek to get over to the beach. You probably take a minute just to make sure everyone's okay. The other two, Seamus and Gaspar, come out from the trees, like, make sure she doesn't have a gun.
No, I would actually make sure she reloads the bullets.
Right, just in case. Portia,
Yeah, just in case.
Did we lose any supplies when one of the canoes actually went under? I know we have the the canisters, but
the canisters would be just fine. Let me have you give me a luck roll. If you fail your luck roll, you have lost one of your items.
Everybody, yeah.
Yep.
Is that all of us?
Yep.
Okay.
Ugh.
Oh shoot.
Oh, failed it by 1. Man.
Oh.
Oh, he's lost his new rifle. It's gone in the water.
Yeah.
Oh, Portia missed it by 2.
Luck.
2.
Sometimes I should really be quiet.
Portia, you lost your bag of birdseed.
No, not my birdseed.
Yep, and I think that was special to you as well. So.
That's so sad.
And let's see. And Paul, I'll let you choose something that you lost as well.
I'm at my new rifle.
Ooh.
He lost his cigarette, and he lost his dignity.
Yeah, you definitely lost your dignity.
Yeah, 100%. I'm a sailor, really. Yeah. I'm a first mate, of course you are.
Maybe your wood axe. I think maybe your wood axe.
Yeah.
It was heavy and just slipped right off. And, wood axe is gone.
Cool. I just delete that then.
You continue the walk on foot, and it's difficult, but not impossible.
Before we start, can I offer a sip of whiskey to the unfortunate Gaspar and Portia?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Paul, he's half right.
Yep.
Okay,
fun. This an F-rated round.
Yeah, then we all have
How
a sip.
about?
Fuck it.
How about you have a wee sip? Yeah. Nice.
Just to not feel that bad.
Excellent. You take a minute just to kind of recover from all of this. I'm going to take us to a new map. Let me drag this on here. And this is definitely not to scale. You'll see when you get on here. So here at the far side of the lake, kind of where Portia is standing, you see those 2 canoes that were there. You also find a footpath leading into the dark woods, and there's a sign. And I ran this through Mid-Journey to get a sign, and I realized that it has misspelled a couple of things on there. So just use your imagination, pretend that they have spelled it correctly on there. It looks like it's not 3-inch miles. It's 3.5 miles to the Mountain Pond Trail, 2 miles to the hunting cabin, which would be 5.6 kilometers and 3.2 kilometers, respectively.
I think we I guess dry ourselves down and start hiking.
Let me get right there. That should have revealed the little crossroads. That's where the sign is. It's going to be right there. So to the right would be the pond, and to the left would be the hunting cabin.
Maybe Portia, do you feel a pull with the ley lines either way?
Give me an occult roll if you want to check that.
That's a good question. I was going to ask about tracks, but that's even better.
Last time the ley lines went north, but I'm not sure they can curve.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
How would you do rolls like that? I haven't won that.
It's my day. Nice.
The ley line runs.
Nice.
Just to the left of the right-hand path. So you think the right-hand path is probably closest to those lines.
Okay. So yes, Portia points them in that direction then.
So that would be the Mountain Pond Trail.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the little sticks, the diviner sticks.
Oh yeah, the little
yes,
the witching rod or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forget what those are called. But yeah,
water witcher, something like that. Excellent. Yeah, so you identify, and it's very strong here. In fact, now that you're across the lake, you'll find that magic spells will cost you 2 fewer magic points than before.
Ooh.
Do you take the right-hand path towards the mountain pond?
Portia will, I think, yeah.
It will take you...
Paul will follow her.
It'll take you about 2 hours to reach the pond from the point you are. It's about 3.5 miles. You don't even need to make a spot hidden roll. You see the black ooze, an occasional footprint along the way.
Mm.
As you head up towards the pond, and let me take away some of the fog here. Right there. As you head up towards that pond, you find that the small mountain pond might once have been described as idyllic. Now, however, black ooze leads down into the water. Dead fish float on the pond's surface, and more of their stinking carcasses litter the shoreline. The pond water is murky, making it impossible to tell if anything lurks beneath. The pathway here is not only narrow, but also overgrown and slippery. There's a fallen sign in the undergrowth at your feet.
How big is the pond? Like across, it's like 10 meters or something?
It's a little more than that. It's probably about 40 meters across. If you want to go around the pond, there's only room to walk single file, and I would probably ask you what your marching order is. Not that something horrible is going to happen, but just in case. The sign at your feet says, "Trail closed, do not enter." But whoever was here before you took no notice, as evidenced by the clear boot prints heading further along the muddy footpath.
So in order to walk without falling, that would be a dex roll. Like if it's something
exactly,
that
yep. And so it's a dex roll to see if you manage to keep your feet on the treacherous ground. If you fail, I'll ask you for a luck roll. If you succeed, you'll land in the undergrowth away from the water. If you fail, you fall into the pond.
Can we all hold a rope in case one of us slips, then the others can survive better?
That would give you, that would give you a bonus die. So Portia easily, she's like, "Oh, I got this." Like anything to get away from that lake with those kids. And
okay, like if it needs to be said, then Seamus will take point.
Perfect.
And he will. Is it already getting dark so that I should hold out the lantern?
It's starting to get dark. You think by the time you get around this pond, it'll probably be about time to light the lantern. It's still super cloudy and overcast. Ooh.
So luck, you say? So I didn't put a bonus there, so I'm
go ahead
not
and
sure.
re-roll that with a, or re-roll it again, and this will count as your bonus die. We'll take whichever one is better.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh yeah, so we'll take that. So with your bonus die, you got a success. And then how about Gaspar and Paul?
Okay, Dex. Yeah, okay.
With
a bonus, yeah?
Yep, with a bonus die. Dexterity with a bonus.
My screen's a little frozen. Is there any chance?
Makes it.
Hit F5, see if you can refresh it and get it back.
Makes a roll. Paul makes a roll. Right. He's getting his focus back together.
Of course, this is a roll just to walk, out. So you can manage to walk. You just can't do anything that involves coordination at all, or knowledge,
absolutely,
or anything else.
Didn't know. Oh, it wasn't a opposed roll for whatever reason.
That's Paul.
So I see you got a 78. Do Do you want to push that roll or spend 18
Uh,
luck?
Sure, I'll push it. Oh, there we go. I succeeded.
Perfect. You got it. So we all managed to get across the pond. In fact, let me move us up to the pond here.
I wonder if there is a possibility for private roles for GM.
There are.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So past the pond. The trail continues on. You recall, Portia, that the colonial site should be up here maybe 2 miles or so. There was something else. You're not sure what it was. It looked like maybe it was something from colonial times. It was not marked at all, but something was between this pond and those colonial ruins on the map. But you don't recall it, and as it's not marked, you're not sure what it might be.
Interesting.
Let me get rid of just a little bit more of this. There. As you move up, is Seamus still in the lead?
I assume so, unless anyone else wants to take it.
No, it's fine.
Like, I am not really good, any particular good at walking, like navigation or survival, but I am somewhat big and tanky.
And that might be the best, because we're definitely walking into dangerous ground. We've seen signs of the passage of this beast. There's not too many places it could go. It seems very likely that it seems to be headed right for those colonial ruins. Well, Seamus, the smell hits you before the sight. Death and blood. Then, where the trail curves to go around a toppled tree, you see it too. Blood smeared across the top of a fallen, rotting log. On and off the trail lie shell cases, along with a pair of large knives and a hunting rifle. On the far side of the log, 2 large crows pick at a pile of entrails. They stare at you for a moment before cawing in apparent disgust and flying away. Several strange objects hang from the trees farther along the trail. Closer inspection reveals they are made from bloody bones and broken sticks, tied together with what looks like sinew. They clink and jangle in the breeze like blasphemous wind chimes. That will be a sanity roll for Seamus.
Handsome.
You lose 0. Excellent. Do you warn the others? Do you stop, or do you... I think your main concern is, do you let Portia see this?
I would assume we have to go around it, so I'm not sure I would do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Give her a warning, maybe. Wait, Portia, are you at the back, or are you... Does Seamus is up front? Where are you?
I kind of thought I'd be like
Actually,
second.
yeah, okay. Send it. No, I will do it differently. I will not warn anyone of like this is disgusting. I will probably like wave my hand that this is a potential ambush site.
Okay.
Ooh.
Maybe go around, or just telling them to stop.
Yeah, more like stop and maybe don't walk through the middle of that fucking thing.
Okay. As the rest of you come up and have a chance to see this, it will be a sanity roll from each of you.
Okay.
Right.
Here we go. Hey, hey.
Look at that. And you lose 0 on this one.
Woo.
Oh my god, Paul's made another roll.
Hey,
Yeah.
and the session's almost over.
Yeah.
Like, what a terrible place to end your luck. So you're on a hot streak. And Gaspar, everyone succeeds. Yeah, this is no big deal. Blood, guts, bones hanging from trees. This is totally normal.
We should have drank the whiskey earlier.
Right? Yeah. How much have you been drinking?
Maybe the whiskey's helping.
Portia, give me an occult roll.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know what this is. These are totems. This has been left here probably as part of a ritual or as part of a magical process. These things are likely wards to try and keep something away from here. You sense that this has been recently placed. As you look and study these bones, they're human bones, and you see a fluorescent orange bit of cloth on the ground, like that a hunter might wear if he was out hunting. And you see a little bit of a patch of skin that's been flayed from an arm, and it's dark skin from an African American individual. You don't know who this might be unless it's the guy from the truck. Yeah.
The truck guy, yeah.
The deer hunter that you saw here. But there are some large knives. There's a hunting rifle. There's also clearly someone has set this here for a purpose. What that purpose is, you do not know.
Mm.
It's likely because you got an extreme success that this was a ritual to bring life to the dead, to call one back from the realm of death.
Can the rest of us spot hidden on this area?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, like Seamus will probably try to see if it is another member of the Order died here, but that's a different problem.
That's a roll. I'm on a roll now.
Yeah, in fact, you see another one of those Irish leather shoes. This is the left shoe. Before it was the right shoe. So whoever they dragged here, maybe it was Cameron, he's probably been turned and undead and become a minion of Agrin, Talon, and Soth.
Oh, no.
Why it was done here, you don't know. But clearly something nefarious happened here. Just at the northern edge of the clearing, you can see that it opens up into something else. Let me grab my notes. The trail widens, and the forest gives way to a meadow choked with vines, brambles, and dead-looking trees. A path has been hacked through the middle of the meadow, leading into the woods on the other side of the clearing. Overhead, you see strange purple clouds gathering in the darkening skies. The clouds swirl slowly in a clockwise direction, and as you watch, blue lightning flashes between them with a loud, crackling noise. As you contemplate crossing the field, you see a pair of strangely dressed figures walk out of the woods opposite you and wander into the clearing. They stop and look around before disappearing in the blink of an eye. It's almost as if they were never there.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, give me a no roll. It's an intelligence roll.
Intelligence. Oh, I'll use luck to make that. If I can.
Yep, so 3 points of luck. You recognize their clothing. This is clothing worn by the Puritans, the original settlers of America. These were the religious exiles from England that came here to seek a life free from persecution. These are likely, this is that colonial site here. As they blink out of view, you realize that these are ghosts of this area. And upon realizing that, seeing that sudden vanishing, give me a sanity roll, Paul.
Oh. Oh, it makes it.
All right.
Yay.
You lose 0, so you're definitely on a hot streak.
Nice.
But you see that up ahead, this must be a graveyard, and it's just teeming with the ghosts of the dead. And this would not be a normal occurrence. Something has disrupted the ley lines, perhaps supercharged it. the huge purple clouds and lightning overhead would seem to indicate as such, and the dead are coming up from the grave. They don't seem to wish you any ill will or harm. They're just wandering around as though looking for something. And you turn back and you look at your companions, wondering just what in the hell is going on. And that's where we will end the session, is right there.
Oh.
Nice.
So, we can do some improvement rolls. I'm going to turn on the development mode.
Goodness, what a cliffhanger.
All right.
Right.
If you open up your character sheet, you can go to, you go to the little gears on your character sheet. And then there'll be a button that says like development mode or development phase. And that will, if you click on that, it will roll to see if you make any improvements in the skills that you had passed, assuming you had passed some. Portia improves her spot hidden and her swim. Paul improved his first aid. Why am I not? Hang on, does Seamus and Garrett or Gaspar not have any successes?
I guess I just sanitied. Or maybe dexterity.
Yeah, so attributes like that.
Wait, no, I should know. I must have spotted hidden a few times.
You did.
Oh yeah, I did too.
Yeah, what the? I don't know why it's doing that. Let's let me fix that. So I know you had a spot hidden, Seamus. And oops, let me go on to here and fix this.
Oh, I'm suspecting that when I was rolling skills, it did sometimes flag something for improvement, and I always cleared that flag.
Yeah. So you'll want to leave that on there, just for the end here. I know you would have had a spot hidden. You trying to think. You didn't do the intimidate. I think you let
No.
Someone
I let
else do that. Did you do the first aid?
Good question. I think no. I think it was Paul.
Or was that Paul that did first aid? Okay.
Yeah.
You should at least have the spot hidden. So if you want to then go to the little 2 gears with the blue tab, you can click on development phase and it will roll that for you to see if you can improve your spot hidden.
It tells me experience point 0. I have development phase, but I'm not sure what I can do with it.
Yeah, if you there you go. If you click on the development phase.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Okay, I learned 5 points.
Yeah, so up 5 points on your spot hidden. What about Gaspar? I don't know why that doesn't have skills.
I think the only thing I succeeded in was like spot hidden.
Yeah, let me.
Well, I didn't listen. Aside from that, everything was a complete fucking failure.
Yeah, and did you already do those improvements, or we can flag those and you can do that improvement?
I haven't done those improvements.
Okay, let me flag that for improvement. Spot hidden. Did you succeed on a pilot boat or mechanical repair?
No, I didn't ever get a chance where I had to attempt mechanical repair.
Okay. Perfect. If you want to click on the ribbon with the 2 gears and then click on development phase, it will do that improvement roll for you as well. And then you can all make a luck roll. If you fail, you'll get to improve your luck by 1d10. Oh, yes. Look at that, Portia. Roll a 1d10. You failed so hard. Oh, hey. Now you're rolling well.
Yeah.
Nice. 5 luck points for Portia. And Seamus passes, so Seamus gets no additional points. Yeah, 1d10 for Paul.
4.
4.
Oh, it's alright.
Better than nothing.
Nothing, yeah. I never do well with end of session rolls.
Yeah, that's when you're rolling well. You want to roll poorly then.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Gaspar's listen will have improved. And spot hidden will go up. Nope, spot hidden does not improve. And then a luck roll for Gaspar. So we should finish this next time. One more session should do it.
I already did luck.
Oh, you already did luck?
Yep.
Perfect. All right, then any questions before we sign off for the week?
Nope.
When we pick up, we will be here at the graveyard. It looks as though we are headed towards a final confrontation. And like I say, we should finish next week. So I'll get the video posted and post the link in the thread, and I will see everyone shortly. And awesome to have Seamus with us. That was fantastic.
Yep. Nice to meet you, Seamus.
Seamus has outlived his usefulness and shall be disposed of.
After next session.
I'm curious to see who all survives this next one. The last time I ran this, at this point, 2 of the people were indefinitely insane. Actually, 2 were indefinitely insane. 1 was temporarily insane, and 1 was fine. And then in the last session, 1 person died. Everybody else made it. So there's a chance, that most of us get out of here alive.